Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Deadlands Hunter Society. I am John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films and the game master for the evening. Also, the architect of this new overlay, which while I am still immensely blurry, you will notice that there is more of me here and more in proportion with everyone else. So I'm not a small blurry box in the corner. I'm now a large blurry box in the corner. Which at least helps keep me...
As long as you stay in your corner.
Which just, at least it keeps me in proportion with everybody else, and that's the important part. So, yes, Zach is wearing a tricorn hat. Welcome to the stream.
I don't know why anyone is surprised by this anymore.
When last we
You're
left...
surprised by it because it's very mundane.
When last we left our heroes...
No, because we can see your face. You could see my face last time, too.
When last we left our heroes, they were in
You may want to rethink your choice of words.
They were in our haunted house.
I at least want to think that I'm a hero. Congratulations. You and Gilda can be the heroes.
And Cadmus.
It's my player beating stick. It's my.
See, I'm here to protect the Deadlands. That is my job.
This is my.
You're the lawful neutral.
That's my player beating stick. Anyways, when last we left our adventurers, they had found themselves in a haunted hotel room that seemed to have, or a subterranean hotel that seemed to have been taken over by some sort of magically, spiritually active AI.
It happens.
As far as they can tell.
Problem.
Well, clearly it did.
I mean, it certainly happened. Whether or not it happens is a different question.
Not a thing that just happens.
But and they managed to sort of force it at least out of the hotel, though their efforts were not without their casualties. In addition to taking massive amounts of damage from two large turrets shooting at people, they also discovered that whatever this AI was had managed to wipe all of the programming off of Cadmus's Vanguard 1 security drone and just left it waving goodbye to whoever came up to see it. And after bringing Vanguard back down and deciding to wait out the storm while doing some more maintenance on it, that is where we pick up with our players. Introducing first, on my left, the easily frightened Holly.
I hate you. I'm Holly. I'm playing Gilda. She's a dwarf something or another. She's a gunslinger type.
The has seen one too many horror movies, Austin.
Hello, I am Mentis Dubois, and I will not fall for your silly American shenanigans.
I don't think you've seen any horror movies.
Actually, I've never seen a horror movie in my life.
I'm the person that's seen a bunch of horror movies.
It's a joke, because he knew all the tropes. That was the... Anyways. The pragmatic to the point of losing his drone, William.
I'm William, and I am playing Cadmus, the dwarven rigger, protector of Deadlands. I'm trying to remember the name of the place.
The I'm hearing sounds too, Zach.
Hi, I'm Zach. I'm playing Cassio Montague, the historian, diplomat, knows every language known to man.
And the let's aggressively attack an open door, Stan.
I'm Ian, the magic elf.
Who aggressively attacks open doors. It was great.
I can't scan that to the tune of Puff the Magic Dragon.
If I knew the tune of Puff the Magic Dragon, I would
the magic
It's not working.
Not quite.
All right. Beyond the magic elf. Anyways, so
It's not working.
you have all finally sat down to get some rest. You have waded through the storm, and to the best of your knowledge, it has passed up above.
Yay.
And here you find yourselves. It took the rest of the night, basically.
Okay.
How much of Vanguard's programming was I able to reinstate?
Make me a computer check. Logic computers.
Do we heal at all?
Yes.
Yes, you do recover. What's the healing rate?
We have to
Depends on
heal
if it's
2
stun
Your
or
stun
4.
damage is like 1 per hour, and your physicals are 1 per day. I think.
Your stun is 1 per hour, and if you get a full 8 hours of rest, it's all gone.
Yeah.
Physical.
Your physical should be gone.
I believe
think you'll have
I
one or
believe
two.
he magically
I had
healed
2.
you, but
You had 2 more? Okay, here.
without healing, it takes a while.
I think it's a point per day.
I believe that's accurate, and I will hand you the book to find out.
2 successes.
Hold on, he's healing me the rest of the way.
I want to find this out anyways. So
You only need 2? Got it.
Ah,
Oh
thank
my
you.
goodness.
2 successes.
Plus attack.
You
Okay,
get it.
good.
You get it to where it can
No, I got it.
it has basic like drone functionality again. It does not have. It's going to take you a little while to get the combat protocols back in place, but you can command it to move on its own now.
It's right by your.
This was a hard wipe of a thing that you had spent a lot of time working on.
I mean, I've got a backup, but I gotta get back to Deadlands to re-upload it.
Yeah. And now you're trying to recode it by hand.
Yeah.
Something that took you years to do previously.
And you probably don't have. Oh, you don't need an interface. Never mind.
He has a deck, so that's all he really needs to reprogram it. But it's not easy. It's not easy work.
Yeah, no. Getting it moving at least is good.
Yeah,
Because I can't lug that thing everywhere while it's just trying to wave.
it's got basic movement commands currently, and that's it.
Yeah, I can't lug him around while he's just trying to wave, so I need to get him to walk at least.
And you can make him stop walking too, or stop waving.
So,
Stop walking.
Well, that's easy. Just like, oh well, I'm already done. Just format again.
Yeah, reformat.
As long as there's nothing else in there.
All right, so it's the morning. You've all rested. You have healed from your strain damage. The no more spooky sounds have haunted your dreams or nights.
Yay.
Can we leave now?
So where's
yes,
breakfast?
let's get out of here.
Do you guys have any rations?
Yes.
Yes.
Crap.
How do you buy rations?
I bought rations. I always buy
I
rations.
was busy being angry.
Sometimes I'm a robot and I don't need rations, but
It
the
takes
rest of
a
the time
lot
I
of
buy
time.
rations. Thank you.
So everyone but Gilda has rations.
She's gonna be chewing herself.
You can go hunting if you want.
Ooh, let's go hunting.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, let's go
You
hunting.
are indeed hunters.
I'll go.
Food gathering is part of the thing you do.
I'll go.
You would find some very fascinating flavors, I assume.
I don't know if I want to.
Radioactivity is a seasoning that just chefs have been dying to use.
Well, in addition to hunting
Literally.
animals, you can also find a mostly intact convenience store and see if there's anything that lasted 175 years.
Package of Twinkies.
MREs are still fresh.
Oh, you eat cockroaches.
Yeah, just hunt
Cockroaches are high in protein.
Also resistant to radioactivity.
You might want to boil
How
them.
hungry would she be right now?
Oh, pretty
Well,
hungry.
you've spent a lot of energy, and so when you get healed,
You've been shot.
You've been shot a lot and then healed. And in my mind, the healing process takes as much energy from you as it does from the mage casting it, because it's reconstituting bits of yourself.
Right.
So you're probably extremely hungry, considering how injured you were.
Not only that, being injured makes you hungry.
Okay.
Well, that's because your
All right,
body
so
uses energy to heal.
She'll go hunting.
All right.
I'm gonna go.
Also
you guys get
blood
upstairs.
loss.
What?
Also blood loss.
That too. You have to
Gotta reconstitute that blood.
gotta get that
All
blood
right.
back. So yeah, where are you gonna go hunting?
What's around here?
Mostly city. There's a coast nearby.
Okay.
Head to the
fishing.
coast.
Yeah.
Let's go fishing and catch a giant, radioactive shark whale.
Let's do it.
I like that you both went
It's
the
a
same
whale
place.
shark.
A Loch Ness monster.
Whale comes
anymore.
first.
No, now it's a shark.
Actually, yeah, no, now it's a shark whale.
It's a shark whale.
It's a shark and a whale that got fused together.
Hopefully it got the front end
do
of the
it.
whale.
Driving to the coast or walking?
Driving.
No, it got the everything of the whale. It's just a whale. It just has
No,
a shark head sticking out of its
Gilda
ribcage.
didn't even tell you guys where she was going. She just starts walking.
Gilda just walked off. All right, sweet. Make a
not social.
make a stealth check. Make an agility stealth check.
Okay.
Are you trying to stealth away, or are you just walking off?
I'm just walking.
Well, I mean,
I'm
you
trying
want to stealth up to the things you're hunting, right?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm just walking away.
She can shoot him from pretty far away.
Not with a pistol.
She only have pistols.
Oh, no, you have a rifle.
You should be able to
I
peg
have
anything.
pistols and a rifle.
Of course, after your first shot, they all run away. So,
That's why you gotta be stealthy.
well, I'm gonna follow her.
I mean, if you shoot something of any good size, you only need one shot.
Have you ever gone hunting before, Zach?
You gotta make sure you hit it.
It rarely takes one shot. It more often takes 2 or 3.
Okay, I guess, and also if it's been
Unless you're just-
mutated with like
Unless you are
lighting.
really
To
good.
take down like a deer or a stag in one shot, you gotta.
You have to hit it in the head.
To be fair, or the
I think
heart.
the entire
but
point
you
of
have
character
to have
is
a
to be
big gun.
really good
Yeah.
at shooting
Wow.
guns.
Yeah.
Or go in with a bow.
Hey, look, there's your good rolls.
6 successes.
The stealth?
Yes.
Right, yeah. So yeah, you sort of get up there in the morning, look around, everybody else starting to eat their rations, and you just ghost out of there.
Okay.
Anybody that wants to try to notice can make me a logic perception or a intuition perception roll.
She comes back and we're just gone.
Or is it instinct?
Got in his
Well,
truck and started
we'll
driving.
notice
just
that she
leave
is
her?
gone. We just won't know where she went.
when
Thankfully,
she went.
I imagine
Someone
these,
woke me up with a rifle
3
blast.
successes.
I imagine
3
these.
successes? No, you
Someone
don't notice.
also
You have to beat
almost
6.
died
Okay.
protecting you so you wouldn't get shot.
It's true.
That one you had to do, or it would have all died anyway.
Not
You didn't
necessarily.
have to do that.
I mean, you could have let me get shot and then have no one to turn the turrets off.
You could have just broken the turrets.
She really
I
needed
was,
that.
I was
We were
about
getting
to
ready.
have some fun with those turrets.
We were gonna, yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, you quiet as a shadow, head out into the city proper. Make me a perception check. I would tell you what attribute that goes with it, but unfortunately, Austin has the book, and I don't have the skill list on this GM screen.
What's the skill?
It's
Perception.
Perception is
react-
intuition.
Intuition.
Oh, intuition. Sorry, it's whatever I have it for.
It's the one that we keep telling you every week.
I know.
Okay.
There's a lot of information in my head. Okay,
I got you. Just not intuition.
just not
Perception.
not the fact that intuition goes with perception. I keep wanting to say instinct. I think.
I am going on such a merry chase.
4
By the way.
successes.
Have you found healing at all?
No, it's like it keeps going like damage. For information about tracking and healing damage, go to this page, and this page will like go to this page, and then I got to physical damage. Physical damage takes a longer time to heal.
Well, it's in a couple of different places, but yeah, you gotta keep
check
track.
for resting.
I've
Yeah,
noticed
that
that's
too.
not the
Alright.
index.
4
So I'm going
successes.
to
First,
keep on
okay. So as you are quietly moving about the city, you sort of you're moving through, sort of ducking through an overgrown alleyway, and you hear a sound,
Just
like
gonna
sort of
follow it.
down the sort of like a block away, basically.
Okay. I'm gonna
Um,
follow.
you sort of duck through the broken remnants of one building, using the natural cover of the building to sort of sneak up, and you see a gathering of deer.
Okay. Ready?
There's a couple of doe and a big buck.
Okay. I'm gonna aim for the big buck.
All right, aim for the big buck. All right, might give me a give me a rifle shot with whatever gun you're using.
Okay.
Don't miss.
I will try.
0 successes. Well,
There goes dinners.
Five successes.
5 successes. Yeah, you line it up. And let's see if it survives the shot. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just one echoing report, and the buck drops. The doe immediately scatter.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over, grab it, and just drag it
Just
back.
grab by the horns and start dragging.
Yep.
All right. After about roughly the time the rest of you finish your morning meal, you spot Gilda walking back, just dragging this 5-point buck behind her.
You didn't get it.
You know, you could have
Dragon.
asked for rations. I've got like a month's worth.
She shrugs.
I mean, that buck's about a month's worth of rations.
Now we gotta sit it all day and dry it.
Or we can simply hang it over the back of the truck as we go. It will sun dry.
First, you
Yeah,
gotta bleed
you gotta
it.
tear it up first.
You want to prepare the deer so it'll.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Now make me a survival roll,
It'll also radiation dry.
That was not a problem I had to deal
which
with
is going to be
when I was cooking in
intelligence.
It's something you get used to around here.
and I'm not sure if there's a survival skill or if it's a skill group.
There is.
Yeah, so it'll be.
I don't have survival.
All right, give me a straight intelligence roll.
Can
or
I
logic roll.
can I apply my knowledge food?
Sure.
What's
Right.
intelligence?
Of course.
Logic.
French.
I walk over to this delightful stag that you have brought back,
I'm not rolling much.
and
Hang on.
Whip out a knife.
First, make your roll.
3 successes.
Okay, now make your roll with an additional 3 dice.
Oh, sweet. Oh, 3 successes.
All right. So yeah, you guys skin it. How far into the preparation stage you want? Do you want to actually like reduce it to meat, or do you want to just skin it and bleed it?
Probably best to go ahead and
Depot.
reduce it to meat, and then we can jury rig something in the vehicle to dry it out and turn it into jerky.
Yeah. So yeah. You the two of you handily together. Go ahead and first you set about skinning it. You're both pretty good at this. Then you sort of remove as much of the skeletal structure as you can. You take the horns off. Do you want to do anything with the horns?
Nah.
I'm gonna keep the bones and horns
All right.
because I recognize that we live in a world where resource management's a thing,
Oh yeah, no. The skeletal bone is a useful material.
and the hide is probably also.
Hide's also useful. This is stuff you can definitely trade this for me and when you get back.
I don't know a lot about tanning hides. I know more about fashion, but I can,
I mean,
It'll rot, but at least
raw.
it'll be good until
Like
then.
if you want to hand the hide off to somebody else, they can try to tan it.
I have decently high survival.
Gonna make your logic survival.
With logic survival?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
So in the meantime, you guys debone it, sort of collect the bones you can.
Is survival a skill group or is it a skill?
It's a skill.
It's a skill.
skill.
It's
and
in
a
the
skill
outdoors group?
In the outdoors,
The outdoors group
yes.
is navigation, survival, and tracking.
Okay. So I do have some survival.
And you separate out the meat. You separate out by cut, and sort of pile it off to one side.
3 successes.
So you've got fur, bones, and meat all separated out, and internal organs, guts, sort of often a pile of offal.
Hey, that offal is very useful in French cooking.
Offal is very useful. Yes, that's why you separated it out. Yeah, you managed to get all the grease. Like, you sort of go over while they're separating out the meat and everything. You just sort of take that hide, get a knife, and just sort of carve out the grease and the remaining meat. Just get the skin. Actually, clean it up. You don't have any materials. You don't have any like actual chemicals to tan it with, but you've got enough to like sort of get what would rot off. So that you've just got pure hide now.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. So you have skinned, deboned, and removed the guts and meat of this fairly large buck.
Well, I'll begin. Obviously, the offal will want to cook pretty quickly because that you really can't dry out, and then I'm sure that there's some level of heat radiation and exhaust, not like exhaust vent, but heat vents for this the vehicle we're in, right?
There's a bit of heat, not enough to cook anything.
No, not to cook, but you want to slow
dry
heat
it.
and airflow because I'm sure there's going to be some sort of airflow.
Yeah, no, the repulsors themselves generate a bit of heat.
So if I can do some redirection of hot air, that will actually jerkyify. Jerk. There's a word for this, and I don't know what it is. It will dehydrate and turn into jerky the meat.
Dry the meat.
Well, there's a fancy word for it. But it
Fancy
was
French word?
no,
It's not French.
it's actually not a French word.
You go ahead and if you want to get Cadmus's help, both of you can give me a automotive mechanics roll with
I
logic.
don't need Cadmus's help.
I mean, if you don't ask for my help, you don't get to use the vehicle that I built.
It's fair.
I mean, I'm gonna start doing it, and if you
And then a few seconds later, what the hell are you doing to my vehicle?
I'm increasing its functionality.
You're going to tell me what you're going to do, or I'm going to start shooting.
It is very multifunction. Turn it into a bit of a. What is the
A food
English
dryer.
word? Barbecue.
I mean, that's what he's doing. He's turning it into a smokehouse.
Smoke it, yeah.
I swear, these French people.
1, 2, another 3 successes.
Yeah, you manage to you make a small like basically what you do is like on the back where like a spare tire would normally go. You sort of rig up a little metal box with some scrap that's laying around. It's very discreet with like a little opening thing that basically just channels the heat emissions off the back two repulsors into it. It's not enough to actually cook anything, but it is enough to dry stuff out. So
Yeah.
that's basically what you got.
Cool.
And you just like thinly slice the meat and like pack it in there so that
As long as it's at least 141 degrees, it will do the process of making it jerky.
Yep. It might be a little lower than that. You might have to add something to it to make it hot enough for that. Make that hot.
I might. There are trees around here, right? They're in brush and stuff.
Yeah, you could probably make a makeshift tinderbox and like shove it in there.
Yeah, I mean, just get some chips going because those will, especially in the slow heat, they'll
Get some. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of mahogany 10 floors down.
Yeah. get some. Actually, we're in Greece, right?
Yep.
Get some olive wood. Ooh,
Olive
yeah.
wood. Ooh, that'd be good.
Yeah, no, that would probably actually be like there would probably be olive wood in like the spa.
And that'll burn for a while because it's really dense wood.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you go cannibalize the spa and rip out all the olive wood you can find. I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. Yeah, you got a little olive smelling slow cooker on the back of the truck now. It doesn't really solve the fact that Gilda's hungry right now, but
Well, I mean, I'm going to take the offal,
Food now would be
and
nice.
as long as I got some leftover olive wood, I'm going to build a bit of a fire, and we're going to turn that offal into a delightful stew.
all
Curing,
right.
by the way.
Curing.
Thank you.
That's the word. Yep.
That is the word I was looking for. It's not a complicated word.
I'm trying to think of what a cooking roll would be. I
How about
imagine
food.
knowledge,
food.
logic, food. Go ahead. Give me a logic food roll.
I didn't know there was logic food.
Yep.
You can have anything as a knowledge.
Anything is knowledge.
I've got
I
food,
would-
wine, art, fashion, and cars.
I got some knowledges.
Brilliant.
Knowledges are limitless.
3 sixes and
My knowledge
some
is
2s.
limitless.
So yeah, 3 successes.
Do you want to spend an edge point just to reroll those sixes?
No.
Break your limits.
Oh, I didn't do it.
How good of a chef do you want to be?
Don't have to be that good.
Act in character.
He's French, though.
That's true.
Another 3 successes and an explosion. 7 successes.
All right. You have turned that offal into some of the best stew any of you have ever eaten. Give you an idea, seven successes is one low of an extreme difficulty. So now that's the highest difficulty for a single roll. Like you made some prime food there. That
I turned the guts of a deer into legitimate,
like actual
Fine
food.
cuisine.
like actual fine French cuisine.
Like he gives it to you and there's a garnish on the plate. You don't know where the garnish came from
Or what?
or what the garnish is,
it's
but it's
poison
definitely
ivy.
a garnish.
It's rosemary.
It's poison
we're in
ivy.
Crete. Like rosemary would be a thing. Rosemary and mint.
Yeah, just all over the place.
And somehow there's like a mint jelly over it, and you don't know where.
She just like takes the garnish and like
Rosemary
throws it
mint
behind
time.
her.
But yeah, you have food. It's delicious.
Looks at it confused and then shrugs.
Just
Actually, considering the Deadlands, you probably haven't had food of that caliber in
yeah, no,
Very, very-
Ever?
Ever?
probably never.
Pretty much ever.
Myself in a very, very, very long time. But
I mean-
Cassia would definitely appreciate
There
it.
are chefs at the Deadlands, but their resources are scarce. And they have to make them last. They don't really have the ability to spend because this was a month's worth of offal spent on one meal. Like
We have no way of preserving it, so you know.
yeah, whereas in the Deadlands everything is preserved and rationed out, and because every meal has to be made to last. So, like it's definitely the most extravagant meal any of you that live in the Deadlands have had in a while. Since
I mean, I'll definitely make this last. I will savor every bite.
I mean, there's a point at which the taste means nothing to someone who is like, this is just sustenance for me.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you
like-
still eat it. It still
I
tastes
just
good.
want food.
Like it tastes good. It's fulfilling and it's filling. So
I cannot fix pragmatism.
no.
Like there's a point at which like any food that's given to Cadmus is just like, this is fuel to keep me running.
Make a willpower roll. Give me a willpower. We're gonna see what's happening. We're gonna see what's gonna happen.
See how stoic you can be.
Apparently 3 stoic.
So yeah, but it was a 7 success meal.
Yeah, I can't. I only have 6 dice to roll. You can't ask
So-
for 7 successes on 6
so-
dice with the most willpower in the group.
So it doesn't make you openly weep. But you while for the most part it is just food and fuel, there's a little bit of you that's like, this is actually pretty good.
Like I would ever say that to the
No, you're never gonna say it out loud, but there's like a little internal bit. This is actually pretty good.
That one tiny little part of you that isn't a robot yet.
and will be soon.
Your taste buds are not cybernetically enhanced.
But yeah, it, like you sort of like just mentally in the back of your head, it's just this is all right. It's pretty good.
And that notion is quickly stomped out.
Can't compliment the Frenchman. All right. So you eat.
If
your
you
fill.
compliment them, they get used to it.
You eat your fill. You have delicious smelling jerky roasting on the back of the truck.
Regaining health from resting, by the way, takes more than 8 hours. You have to spend an entire day
Just resting.
just resting, and then you make a body check, and
Okay.
you gain that much. The same is for stun damage, but it's only an hour instead of a day.
Yeah, and if after 8 hours of
Yeah.
rest, you're just done. All right, I knew that.
Fascinating.
So you continue on your way. It takes you a couple more days to get to Rome from where you're at. So if there's anything you guys want to do on the way, you don't see too terribly much in the way of danger, potholes or plot holes or anything like that.
Plot hole.
Nothing. For the most part, the you some of you were like sort of maybe slightly thinking in the back of your head that maybe the smell of very slow cooking jerky in the back of your truck would attract predators.
I
but
totally thought about that, but realized it was worth it.
but for the most part,
we're going pretty fast,
for the most part, you're moving fast enough that nothing really like by the time they catch the scent, they can't follow you.
Scent only moves on the wind. We're moving faster than the wind.
Yeah, it's like but by the time they get to the spot where they smell it, you're long gone. So it's
After
not.
about 3 hours, I say, let's play the license plate game. Look around for... Oh.
Everyone make me perception checks.
Don't worry. One day there will be license plates on the road again, and you can play the license plate game.
Make me perception checks.
I can make anything an inspirational speech, damn it.
That's a lot.
Your things, they are a little bit interesting.
You said perception?
Yep.
I think we need like a roll 9 successes, wouldn't we? I got 1.
I mean, there might be license plates buried in the dust and sand of the apocalypse.
I also have 1.
I have slightly more than one.
And a glitch because I've got 2 ones.
Okay.
You don't do anything.
That's 5 successes.
2.
Gilda?
2.
So, Cassio, as everyone out, like, he says this, and everyone's just like, oh. You go, oh, look! And there's actually, like, an upturned truck, like, just sort of, like, broken down on one side of the road, and you see the license plate.
I go back to sleep.
Cadmus can make anything an inspirational speech.
And it's immediately undercut by Cassio going, oh, look, a license plate.
Just like that.
So, after a couple days of traveling and playing the license plate game,
Only played it once, but I won.
you find you find yourselves coming into Rome. Rome, surprisingly, isn't as badly damaged as the rest of the countryside that you've seen. I mean, it's completely abandoned and there, like the shadowy remains of bodies around. But the ancient stonework of Rome is, I mean, low enough to the ground and solidly enough built that while much of it is beginning to crumble, none of it has been like blasted apart like other buildings, like more modern buildings had been.
So Rome got caught in the fallout, not in the bombing.
Exactly. So it's actually surprisingly well put together, and for the first time in a long time, you pull onto road.
I I'm gonna...
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't really affect the ride of the vehicle because it's a hover truck.
I mean, it jiggles a little less, like because even if the hover car, if like this side of the road's down here and this side of the road's up here, you're gonna go.
Yeah, but it's not a drastic change, but it's noticeable.
It's noticeably smoother. I mean, it was already fairly smooth. It's noticeably smoother now.
Yeah.
Now it's like an ideal.
Yeah, like it's like.
Probably making less noise too because they have
Less work to do to keep
less stabilization and
exactly
auto adjusting to do.
Yeah.
So the engine sort of smooth out, and you find yourself on an open Roman via, and yeah, they're squat stone structures, sort of like left and right as you are cresting up a hill, and in the distance you can see the remains of what used to be the Vatican. Mostly crumbling in on itself.
The Vatican, the building, or the Vatican, the city?
Both.
They're the same thing.
I know they are, but one is much taller and one is much more spread out.
I mean,
But they're the same thing.
Basically, I'm wondering if it's the city is falling apart and there's just the building left.
both. Like the both. You can see the city itself on its little separated island, and the citadel, part of the Vatican, or the cathedral. What would be the correct term? The Vatican Cathedral is like it's mostly still standing. A couple of towers have fallen in, but for the most part, it's still sort of the reigning vision in
Nobody
Rome.
wanted to be that guy who bombed the Vatican.
I mean, it doesn't look like Rome got hit very much. Like most of the damage. Everybody make your perception checks.
I can do that. I can also drop dice on the floor again.
4 successes.
Man, that's a lot of 4s. I wish they meant anything.
Welcome to playing orcs in the shooting phase.
Bracca. Missed.
Welcome to playing Eldar in the armor phase.
Nothing. 6 successes.
4.
3.
1. All right.
1.
So Gilda, Cassio, and Cadmus. The three of you see. So while you're also looking around, just sort of taking in, kind of amazed at the fact that there's this much above ground building, and that your trophies aren't just blaring the radiation alarm. You notice on a couple of buildings these sort of deep gash marks on the roof, like that sort of looks like something in like a pair of 3 or 4 just ripped through at an angle. Particular sections of the roofs.
The size of a dragon.
Maybe.
So I've been
It looks like
using
some
my
kind of claws
trophy.
Yeah, like something was like maybe sitting on there and just like drew its right. Yeah,
I'm picturing Deathwing perched on Stormwind City.
like rake marks. Yeah.
So I've been taking like pictures with my trophy, just basically for my own sake, for posterity signal.
Touristy.
Kind of, yeah. And I'll just take note of those as well, and just specially note them.
Yep.
The marks on them.
What tools have our trophies got on them other than radiation sensor and camera?
Mostly it's a PDA. It's a PDA communication device.
Basically anything that'd be
photograph.
on a smartphone plus a Geiger counter.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I need to upgrade mine to have like some sensors and stuff on it at some point, but that's something
Yeah,
I'll do
they
later.
don't have anything. They don't have anything more advanced than a smartphone would have. Basically, although technically the interface is more advanced than a smartphone would be, but the functionality isn't.
Yeah. I just need to upgrade mine eventually to include like, seismic scanners and stuff. But
Yeah.
You want a tricorder.
Yeah. So
We should go to the Vatican. Go to the basement.
I want Batman's detective vision.
does anybody read Italian?
I read Italian.
All right.
Yeah.
I said.
Asking that question.
I said it while looking at you. So
Actually, Italian is my native language specifically. As well.
Hey!
So,
Welcome home.
welcome
What's
home.
left of it?
You find
German, Italian,
the road signs are intact enough that you can navigate directly to the armory, to the National Guard armory if you need to.
okay.
But there's also, as Elon suggested, the Vatican.
Yeah.
Sad thing is, if Cadmus went home, you wouldn't be able to read anything.
Because in addition to the obvious fact that you know my character, I want to go to the Vatican to see what's
When
left.
did you go to the
history's sake.
Vatican first?
But also,
Because
If
he
there-
wants to go too. He wants to go to the basement.
What do you think is in the basement?
All the wine. Are you kidding? You know those people? Come on.
All the
My
wine.
Catholic church.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Also, all the stuff that makes the white smoke that they use to feel like the next
I'm
boat.
thinking of like my Presbyterian church,
No.
where we're all the
Grape juice.
No. Catholic Church has the wine cellar.
yeah
The wine cellar, and
it's not quite Episcopalian, but
And also, there's a good chance we might see. There might
Yeah,
also be
some
clusters of survivors around here, seeing as it wasn't hugely damaged. People in the area would probably want to go here for
actually, yeah,
refuge.
the Vatican City seems like a pretty good place to haul
Yes.
up as far as like fortress, the
If there's
catacombs.
survivors,
Yes, if
they
there's
would
survivors,
want
they're
to
going
go
to be
here.
there. And
Eventually.
So, for
Also-
diplomacy's sake, for history's sake,
It
for
also
wine's
might be a
sake.
good. It also might be a good place to mark for potential Project Utopia sites if it's
Right.
intact enough.
Yeah, because this place didn't get the shit bombed out of it. We might actually be able to clear radiation out.
And Rome is a really defensible position. That's kind of why
it's there.
it was.
That's
you know,
kind of why it
Right.
survived for however many thousands of years.
Let's yeah. So Elon suggests to go to the Vatican.
That's why Rome has only been sacked a couple of
I
times.
double it. I
Rome has been sacked a couple of times. The Vatican, I don't think, has ever been sacked.
No.
No,
I think
but
the
that-
Visigoths got close.
But the thing is, no one wanted to sack.
Oh no, plenty of people have wanted to sack the
Well,
Vatican,
they weren't raising, but they didn't have.
but it's only got one entrance and it's on an island, so it's hard to get in.
Let's go to the Vatican.
Yeah, you're basically in charge because you can read all the direction signs. So
Anywhere with foreign language, you're taking point.
go left, go right, go left. Oh, sorry, that's a bakery. Wait, before we leave.
As long as we're here.
As long as we're here. So yeah, you navigate to the bridge. It has a name,
Hey,
doesn't
look!
it? What's
I start
the
typing "has the Vatican," and the first thing that comes up is "has the Vatican ever been sacked?"
what's the name of the bridge? I
think
feel like it
there's
has a
any
name.
water around it. It's just in Rome.
No, yeah, but
no,
it's slightly disconnected. Like it's not like a moat, but it is disconnected from Rome, I believe.
Here, let me look up Vatican City.
Look it up. Anyways, you
Geography.
get to the entrance to it. Because the bridge is separated by something. It might not be water.
No, it's a landlocked enclave of Rome.
Yeah.
And has an area of 0.17 square miles.
Is it just walled?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
well,
just because it's literally just the church.
Okay. So yeah, you guys ride up to Vatican City. I'm gonna say it's a gate because I feel like a wall has a gate. The gate is closed.
Okay, it is on a hill.
Okay, that's I knew it was separated by something. Roll to the gate. It's closed.
Is there some kind of opening mechanism that
Not visible from
would
this side.
work?
Not visible from this side, jet boost guy.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and jump over the wall, I guess.
Make me an athletics roll.
It was
Or
it was at least sacked
acrobatics.
once in 1527.
Okay.
Yeah, 1, 2.
Acrobatics. Learning history with Deadland Hunter Society.
Yeah.
Dang it. Whatever. Use these.
Watch what you
Learning history while the scholar takes his crisis suit over the walls.
Well, I rolled the good dice, I guess. That's 5 successes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Cassio sort of steps out, looks up. Sort of, the computer sort of navigates a jump path for you, and then the rest of you watch as he just sort of backs up. And lands on the other side.
Opening
I walk up.
Yeah, there's like a giant wheel with a chain attached to it that can open up the doors like manually. You imagine that there was electronics attached to it previously, but they don't work because the power's
I will
off.
attach electronics to it.
So you grab it. Elephant module engaged. And just from the outside, the door is just open up. You, as you're walking down the other side, you see him just pulling this thing over and over.
I'm just showing off, to be frank.
I mean, you're French.
Yeah.
You are being frank.
You are being French. So yeah, you can drive in now. And yeah, these massive doors, they're definitely time-weathered and could use some repair. There are some holes in it. But for the most part, the doors are still fairly sturdy.
I'd like wrap my metal knuckle on it. Is it actually like metallic or what?
It's sort of a wood facade over a metallic door.
Vatican is shockingly well protected.
Yep.
It's not that shocking, actually.
No, it's really not.
I mean, when you build a thing on defensible ground, you make it defensible. Anyways, you guys drive in.
All right.
The buildings in here are still the buildings in here are slightly worse off than the buildings outside were. You do notice more of those claw marks on things, as well as a few more buildings that have been crumbled. And on the cathedral itself, you notice that there are claw marks as well, and your sort of Geiger counters start not enough to indicate that there's a dangerous level of radiation in the area, but that there is definitely some radiation.
There's a
Like some
dragon
leftover.
that moved in. I'll bet you a dragon moved
How
in
big are
here.
these claw marks?
Fucking huge.
So dragon size.
Yeah, a dragon moved in here. 'cause
Or
it's the best
something
place
else.
to live.
Like something dragon-sized.
Something very
Came
large,
through
very
here.
large claws.
Yeah, like
It doesn't really particularly care for human structures.
I bet it's not affected by radiation either.
I mean, to be fair, most of the things that actually still live around here aren't affected by radiation.
Yeah.
That's kind of a prerequisite for living on the surface.
How stupid are we gonna be now?
Well, if you're going to keep walking into the Vatican, I request that someone else... Well, I'm already not at point, but I'm going to stay at the back.
can you wander around?
Keep going.
Make me. What are you guys looking for in particular right now?
Dragons.
At this point,
So Kama's looking for
Anything
dragons.
that's trying to kill us.
anything.
Gilda's
moving,
looking
yeah.
for dragons.
Anything moving.
Eon's looking for dragons. All right.
I'm looking for the finer things in life.
All right, you're looking for wine. Cassio?
I'm looking for basically.
The road, maybe someone should be looking for that.
Yeah. I mean, basically,
Everyone make me perception
remains of
checks.
society. Any evidence that
Any evidence that people
have been around
survived
here
here?
recently,
Yeah,
too.
sure.
And also, any remaining historical value to this place.
Also
Obviously,
dragons.
Still documenting
I mean,
all this.
the location itself has significant historical value. I mean,
Seeing how much of it is degraded or not.
even partially destroyed as it is, this location has significant historical value.
Even bombed, the Vatican is the Vatican.
Yeah.
It's kind of important.
Yeah, well.
4 successes.
The bombed Vatican.
5 successes. Seems like
2
there were 5
successes.
today.
4.
4,
2.
2. So Cassio and
Gilda?
Matisse. Cassio and Matisse. So while everybody else is sort of keeping an eye out for danger, the two of you are looking for stuff. And as you're sort of going by, you sort of a glint of metal sort of draws your attention in sort of the facade of one building. Looks like it was a residential thing between you and the cathedral proper. And just sort of both of you just sort of almost in unison wander over, and you notice that inside there is a metal case that is very incongruous with the rest of its surroundings. It's sort of a large, banded, almost military shell, basically.
It's where they keep,
sitting
it's
in-
where they keep the holy hand grenades.
Sitting in a corner.
I will hop off the car and walk up to it.
If we find us some dragons, that would be useful.
All right.
Dragon.
It's a metal case, and it looks like it's locked by an electronic lock. It's got like a sort of a keypad on it. All right. Make me a body strength check.
Or we could get, the person who knows electronics, but whatever.
That's
It's
We
all
don't-
right.
we don't need him.
When he breaks the lock and can't get it open, I have a welding torch.
The direct approach.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right, now I need you to roll me body.
It was trapped.
Of course it was. It wasn't just sitting out in the open for nothing.
I mean, you know,
It wasn't sitting out in the open either. It was inside a house.
The house is now open though, so 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you take 6 points of stun damage.
Okay.
As you reach down to sort of grab the lid and like sort of put a foot and pull, and you hear this metallic sort of shearing sound, followed by a click, and then electricity just erupts up your arms and into you as you and you start smoking a little bit.
I gave that habit up 10 years ago. Or I suppose at this point, 100 and something.
So
Look inside.
you see a small spherical white and gold. No, it looks like foodstuffs. It looks like sort of packed rations.
I was really hoping for holy hand grenades.
Really? Rations in a safe?
And it's like sort of a military like supply container.
Wait,
does it look like, you know, dusty, or how old does it look?
Doesn't look
since
old at
somebody
all.
Last looked at it.
Doesn't look old at all. It's very clean, and the power on the trap was still working. The power on the lock was still working.
So somebody
It's not plugged into anything.
Let's not take this. Somebody probably set this out here for a reason, but it means they're
Eon,
humans
Cadmus, and Gilda. What perceptions did you guys roll? What was the 4? 4, 2?
2. Someone said it is bait.
So
If it was bait, they wouldn't have put rations.
the three of you hear, and sort of you turn to the sound, and there are 3 figures wearing sort of camo fatigues with cloaks that are sort of shifting as they sort of come into view. It looks like it was camouflaging, and the camouflage is sort of turned off, and they're sort of bundled up around the face, so all you can really see your eyes and what look like M16s as they're just sort of like aiming at
What do
you.
you guys?
I've got my gun aimed at
Can
them.
I tell what kind of metahuman they are?
Make me a perception check.
Oh, there.
Hold on.
Speak English. Sprechen Sie Deutsch.
I know Italian. I'm going
No,
to speak
I'm
Italian.
talking to them.
You can Italian.
Whatever they say, Cassie will understand it and then translate.
English works. You hear a female British accent.
Hold on.
I've seen you stumbled upon your food supply.
Indeed, you have, stranger.
1, 2, 3,
How much food is in here?
4 successes.
A good amount, depending on how many people. Like, you're estimating based on like the group of you. With the number of you, this could probably feed all of you for a month or so. I mean, rations, but
4 successes.
4 successes. They are definitively not orcs or trolls. They're definitely not dwarves or trolls. They are in the more middling range of human elf.
So, okay.
Human elf, maybe orc.
Human elf, maybe orc.
Maybe a small
Maybe a
orc.
small orc, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and put down the samurai module for a second.
It sort of like attaches to your hip.
It's just a stick.
It does- okay.
So,
Sorry, we did not mean to intrude here. We were simply looking for, well,
Survivors.
seeing if there were any survivors around here. Of course, I see now there are. Are you...
All right. Well, first things first. You're going to want to step away from our rations.
Certainly. Step away.
Looking at the food, what is it? Is it labeled? What's the label?
No, it's like somebody has handmade MREs. Like
Okay. So this isn't.
it's like it's food in wax paper. Like it's like small
Yeah.
wax paper packages.
I'll hold the door and shove it back on, and step away from it.
Gilda, is your character still holding a gun up to them?
Yes, she's still holding a gun.
Gilda, please. There's no need for aggression here.
I mean, let the last keep her gun up if it makes her feel better. Not like you're not outnumbered.
So if you do not
Look
mind
at
me
it.
asking,
She keeps
why
it
do you
up.
keep your food sitting in there?
Well, that is one of our houses, so
So how many of you?
Ah!
You're actually living on the surface.
yes.
How'd you manage that one?
Radiation's cleared out mostly here. Most things are kept away.
I look back the way we came, including dragons.
Haven't seen one of those in quite a while.
In quite a while, so there were
So
some
there were
here.
dragons here.
Long time ago.
Very quickly, I apologize for them. They are not French, they don't understand basic etiquette. I am Mathis Dubois. I give a flourish and a bow. And we represent the Deadland Hunters Society.
What the chuffanel is that?
It is a group of people who have gathered together with common purpose to find a better way of living.
We're survivors who are hoping to eventually try and terraform what's left of this planet and make radiation blasted areas a little bit more habitable and bring the human race back to the surface.
What he said, but much more eloquent.
Right. Well, if you don't mind dropping your weapons and having that bloke step out of his power armor, we can maybe have a discussion.
I do not have any weapons to drop.
I go ahead and step out of the armor.
I put my pistol on the ground.
Oh, you're a bit scrawny looking, aren't you, for that big of a suit?
Well, I only recently acquired it. Normally, combat isn't exactly my forte.
And the lass?
I keep my hands
Yeah,
out in
the
front of me,
pusher
but my
weapon
left hand
down.
keeps.
If you open
keeps
fire
moving
now,
occasionally.
we'll be in a shootout that none of us want.
Puts it down.
Right. I don't know why my voice did that. Right.
Very
Well, welcome back to
intimidating.
puberty. Turns out when you're about to hit 30, it spikes back up.
Yeah, I know, right? And all of a sudden, 4 more people just sort of drop from rooftops nearby. So they're this sort of electronic buzz as they become visible, pulling hoods back as these apparently camouflage cloaks deactivate.
Now those are useful.
How do you think you sneak up on a worm? Right, I'm Elia Firelight. This is our little haven. The Vatican City regulars, we call ourselves, though there's only about 16 of us, so as regular as we can get.
How many civilians?
None.
So you've all been living alone out here. Less than 2 dozen of you.
Well, there were more of us, but then we had to kill a dragon.
Kill a dragon.
You heard me.
You brought it low.
Mm-hmm.
Impressive.
How'd
Where's-
Batarian's doing?
How?
She sort of looks over, and a human, one of the ones that dropped down, is sort of a fairly broad-shouldered, scarred, like heavily scarred, like sort of in the face human with a buzz cut, just holding another M16. Lots and lots of explosives.
That is the way I like to get things done.
He sort of nods up towards one of the crumbling towers. That wasn't crumbled when we got here, let's just say.
Drop the Vatican on it. Okay.
Shame, but necessary.
I mean, I feel like an ancient religious organization's main temple is worth the price of a dragon's head.
Oh, it was nice. It was nice. A statue of St. Peter fell right on top of it. No, sorry, St. George.
St. George.
Wrong one.
Yeah, St. George.
I would like to make an inquiry. How did it taste?
Gamey. Some of it's in that storage chest. If you're nice enough, we might let you have some.
Cooking challenge.
He's recently thawed. He is not used to everything up here.
Oh, one of the cryopods. You found him.
Yep.
Found a couple now, I think.
Oh, wow. Well, if you don't mean any harm, welcome to our humble abode. Know that if you do, though, we have a little bit more experience in killing big things. And all of you are pretty
The only
tiny in
big thing is
comparison. And there's just a click sound as Elia switches the safety back onto the rifle and pulls her hood down. And you can see now, so grand total, there's about 16 people around you, mostly elves and humans. There's one dwarf, and no trolls, no orcs.
I reach down, pick up my pistol, make a show of hitting the safety, and put it back on my belt.
Well, you at least make yourselves home while you're here, I guess. Follow me. Eli
Grab your gear, let's go. Come on.
sort of turns and walks down an alley. Leave the car. We'll keep an eye on it. Also, it won't fit.
Also, I've got the only keys.
If they've been living here long enough, there's not going to be much around that.
I will throw the motorcycle over my back and walk.
I mean, we don't really need anything in here.
The thing that we
If
were
this is all
actually
their
here to
stuff.
find, I say as we're walking, there was word of a Italian military depot somewhere near the Vatican that has potential armor plating we could take for our vehicle and also bring back to the Deadlands.
Well, you can certainly find the armory, but I'm afraid you'll find it empty.
I presume that is where you got all of the high-tech equipment you're currently using.
Some of it we brought with us from Britain.
I thought I
How long
recognized
have
that.
you been in this?
Few years.
What was your purpose coming here exactly, if I may ask?
Expansion. Our old hideaway was overrun. Ghouls, goblins, various nasties. Found ourselves an abandoned city. Found out why it was abandoned. Took care of the problem. Now we have it to ourselves.
You run into a pack of crazy cyber raiders.
No? Why?
Let's just say there's been a recent uptick in a number of cybernetically augmented crazies running about with cybernetics that shouldn't work and seem to be working even after the man's dead.
Nothing but natural creatures here, but we'll give you a tour. And she takes you guys into a building and then down a flight of stairs into and now you sort of see that sort of the underground area of this building has like walls have been knocked out, and you can just by a glance you can tell that they've sort of connected the basements of several different houses to sort of form a complex underneath the city. And the very first thing you notice as they come in is what looks to be an armory. Very out of place looking shelves sort of stacked up with more of those same military cases sort of lining it. And as they're sort of hooking Elia, none of the rest disarm. Elia takes their cloak off, hangs it up, puts a rifle on, and sort of turns around. She's an elf. Blonde hair, sort of would go down to sort of mid back if it wasn't tied up into a ponytail. Very sort of clear, piercing blue eyes, fair skin. Has sort of a scar running down the length of her face, sort of like just from the temple down to her chin. Her sister, Kana, is another one, another elf, red hair, similarly fair skin, blue eyes, no scar on the face at least. She just sort of stays by her sister and with the gun at the ready. Well, welcome to Vatican City. And she sort of just gives you guys a really quick walking tour, showing you where their bunker area, their armory set up, and you see there's a lot of gear that they've got stashed down here, way more than the 16 of them could ever need. But it's always good to have a surplus. Mm-hmm. And so as she's walking you guys through the shelter, so the area you guys ran across is actually our forward outpost in the city, just in case anything comes down from on high. It's also where we store some of our food supplies, just in case. And, well, you tried to steal it. So, thank you for that.
What was in it?
Typically, when someone finds a locked chest, they don't rip the lid off.
I am not what you would call a typical person.
I can tell.
Spending so long in...
To be fair, if he'd actually come to get me, I would have just been opened electronically, but...
To be fair, if I was coming for you, it would be with my fist.
I apologize. Many years in the post-apocalypse strains manners.
I thought this one was recently unfrozen.
No, he's never had manners.
I'm French. We invented manners.
Well,
And then you forgot them.
well,
I apologize.
well, Frenchie, let me let you in on a secret. If you don't work together, you die. There's no moral absolute after that. It's just you die.
I understand.
Anyways, so you guys are coming out here looking for armor for your vehicle, I guess. Nice. You said?
Yes, we were looking for armor, and then we were going to head north.
We are trying to accomplish a project we call Project Utopia, in which we rebuild a city for people to live in, not in the army style. We can afford
Sounds
the
nice.
luxury of civilian lives.
Sounds nice. Bit like a pipe dream, maybe, but nice.
Eventually.
Well, look at what you have established here. It is not so far off.
Every one of us is a warrior, though.
Exactly.
No civilians.
However, imagine if there were 100 of you to protect the perimeter. Think about the size of this area.
Well, it'd be nice, but I feel like it would also attract unwanted attention.
And that is what that is for, as I pointing at one of the guns.
That's what it's for right now, yes. Regardless,
Well, nonetheless.
if all you want is armor, we can provide. Quid pro quo, of course.
What are we asking for?
Well, one of our forward scouts is missing, and we'd like to see if you can find him.
Where'd you lose him?
Out in the city. He went out scrounging for any more building supplies, materials, so we could patch a hole in the wall.
A favor for a favor?
You find him, we give you your plates.
Okay, what does he
Certainly
look
a
like?
fair trade.
Did you lose contact at any particular point?
A couple of days ago. Heading out south of the city. Heading out to the south end of the city.
What were his skill sets?
And what does he look like?
Ranger, reconnaissance, human. Sorry, I'm blanking right now on a name.
Any magic?
No. Just his wits, a knife and a gun. Name was Ares. Don't make a joke. He hates it.
I was gonna say something.
Don't if you meet him. We
Okay.
sort of jab at him here, but
Yeah.
I'm afraid I am not well versed enough in Greek mythology to know what you are talking about.
He doesn't like to be the butt end of a joke.
Well, I mean, you referred to it as Greek mythology, so you know enough.
It would not be very French of me if I admitted to it.
You just did.
Yes. But now I've admitted to being knowledgeable while at the same time maintaining my air of cultural superiority.
If you say so. Anyways,
You see where this has been since he was thought.
he was out looking for construction supplies in the south, so we can patch up a wall. So if you can find him,
Okay, we'll take a
and
drive.
if you can find him,
We'll have a look, see what we can
you
find.
get your armor. I would recommend not taking the big, bulky vehicle. There are still things in the outer city that, well,
What kinds of things have you been running into?
goblins, ghouls, and other things.
Oh, okay. Well,
Most of our scouting parties refer to them as reapers.
interesting.
They're not fun.
Okay,
let's just
chase him
say.
down.
And what is a repair?
Well, as far as we can tell, death on wheels.
They are on wheels?
No, not specifically. It's a phrase. Basically, large black silhouette. Never really got a good clear picture of it, but
When you take its head off, it stops moving?
it tends to take your head off first. We lost a couple of people after we got rid of the dragon to it. Not quite certain what exactly it is or what it was, but large claws, hard to shoot, quick on its feet.
Okay.
And we're not certain if there's more than one of them or not.
Well, I suppose we've got a task then.
Bring back our boy, alive or dead. You'll have your armor.
I do not suppose you had any sort of tracking mechanism on him.
No, but he's hard to miss. There's a reason why he goes out alone on scouting parties.
That loud.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
So here we go.
Begin
Let's
wandering off.
Let's get going then, Team 17.
I've already wandered off.
All right,
Team 17 and the straggler.
Team 17 plus 1.
So
All right.
Would not just be team 18?
No.
No. All right. You guys
Head
head
south.
out and south.
Yeah.
So you guys head back to the door, and when you get back to the door, you see another couple of folks in those same cloaks, sort of standing, waiting for you to leave. And as you go out, you hear bzzz, door closing. And you hear, and then behind you, you hear, "What sort of bastard broke the wheel?" Because you definitely left handprints in the wheel when you were spinning it.
Alright. Problem with elephant mode. Not subtle.
No, not at all.
This armor wasn't built for subtlety.
It really wasn't.
Alright, let's go south.
Okay.
All right. So you guys head south. Give me navigation rolls. Anybody who has it. Outdoors is a skill. It's going to be, you're going to use
Logic or intuition?
intuition and navigation. Because you're tracking a person, not following a map.
2 successes.
4 successes.
All right.
I'll follow you.
2.
No.
All right. So the one with 4 successes. As you guys are sort of walking your head into the south, you're sort of following sort of intuitive paths that you think somebody might take.
Also, he's the one that reads everything.
Yeah, you're not really looking at the signs so much as you're looking for signs of passage. And one thing that you notice that sort of has one thing that really stands out to you is headless goblin bodies, and like score marks in the wall where it looked like they had been standing, and then something came around and into the wall and removed their head from their bodies.
Excellent.
You notice the heads aren't anywhere around, just the bodies.
And he doesn't like getting made fun of for his name.
They just said don't make fun of it. They didn't say why.
Following.
So following this trail, you eventually find yourselves in sort of a closed-off alleyway. And you're not certain how the trail ends here because you sort of following the obvious marks that somebody has been through here. You find yourselves in sort of a dead end where it's 3 buildings connect and the alley stops. But the tracks definitely led you to here.
Any entrances in the buildings?
Nope.
No
Any
windows.
manholes or anything?
There's a manhole, yeah, but it's closed.
I lift it.
Make me a strength body check.
A lot? Probably.
Don't say probably. Let's see results. I'm waiting for you to like critical glitch on a strength body check. I'm just waiting for that to happen because that will be hilarious.
What? Just dislocate his knees and pop his spine? Or
Just
something?
like rips, just pull so hard your
Just throws it.
pull so hard your elbows rocket out of your arms.
6.
6. You reach down, go to lift. You expect it to be pretty light. It's actually very heavy. You pick it up and you try to move it to the side, and it doesn't move. So you pick it up higher, try to move it to the side. It doesn't
Is there
move.
anything under it?
Those of you that
see
aren't him
anything
sort of
under it?
look over, and you see there's like a goblin body stapled to the bottom of it.
There's a body in there.
You lift it higher.
Pivot it the other way.
They're all.
You lift it higher,
Just drop
and yeah, there's just like a green skinned body hanging from the bottom of this manhole cover.
How is it attached?
It looks like a giant nail. Like sort of like
We are
hit,
chasing a lunatic with a nail gun.
hit it sort of hit the manhole cover so hard that it melded into it. And so he
Place it
literally
off to the side.
nailed this goblin to the manhole cover. And there's an open sewer.
Let us go down. I put my rebreather on
Good idea.
and head down.
Might as well, yeah.
I'm
Who needs a
gonna
rebreather?
summon.
You still need one. You just have one built in.
I'm I'm going to summon a.
Like an air spirit?
No,
poo
it's just
spirit.
an animal spirit.
Poo spirit.
Yeah, an
A
animal
beast
spirit.
spirit. Okay.
A beast.
Sure. Make me a summoning roll.
1, 2,
What force of creature are you summoning?
4.
Force 4?
Yeah.
Alright,
I
successes?
rolled a 4.
Alright, hey, you get it. So at 4 force? Yeah.
Yeah.
So while the rest of you are sort of preparing to go down, you see a mystical green ferret sort of crawl up and sit on Eon's shoulder.
Okay.
You have a little ferret on your shoulder.
Yeah. Okay.
You,
I want you to
your
fly
hand goes
around.
through it.
Oops.
Like it's still standing there, just like sort of mists.
Yeah, it goes right through it. I let him know what we're looking for. I want him to go run around in the astral plane and see if he can find some kind of evidence of such a critter.
It tilts its head, nods, jumps, and then just sort of wormholes it out of existence.
Okay.
This is vroom.
He's gonna fly around and
Yep.
find something.
He's
whatever.
going to look.
Real quick, I'm gonna pop in astrally and just see if there's any signs of anything.
So you see that spirit flying off and then
That's it.
going down. You're not picking up a lot right now. Other than the ores that your allies are giving off. Nothing like tremendously noticeable is happening currently.
Okay, pop back out.
Right.
Climb on down.
What order are you guys going down in?
Well, I'm there first, so I'm probably gonna go first.
All right. Troll going first.
Troll first is usually a good way to go.
Armor second.
Sure.
I'll go.
Because I can spot things. Well,
Mage
too.
third.
I'll go next.
Gilda fourth.
Person with actual light built into his face last.
All right.
I mean, I'm sure this thing lights up enough.
I don't need light.
Yeah, you got lights.
I
You
don't
got
know.
lights. touch.
To be fair, I have thermographic vision, but
I have Tron
I have it
armor,
too.
so
Yeah, no, you're
I'm a dwarf.
oh,
Dwarves don't have thermographic.
They have thermographic.
Yes, they do.
yes, dwarves
It's
have
right
thermographic
here.
vision.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Thought they had low light vision.
Nope, thermographic.
You're the one that told me that's what I got when we created
Dwarves,
characters.
dwarves and trolls have thermographic vision. Orcs and elves have low light vision.
Okay.
And humans have suck vision.
Humans always get suck vision.
They do. They always get suck vision.
Humans just suck.
But they have more edge, so
I mean,
We are the edgiest.
they are the edge lords. So you guys crawl down and you continue to follow this path of now more variety of corpses. Previously you were mostly just seeing goblins. Now you're starting to see sort of elongated white, like colored, drenched out bodies, still missing heads. And something that looks like it was like a humanoid made of trash.
A trash elemental.
I'll document this in the name of science.
Effectively,
worst
yes.
elemental ever.
I'm taking pictures of all the weird creatures.
Sure.
Documenting in the name of science.
Yeah, no, definitively a trash elemental. From like you sort of look at it. No, it's still missing its head. You're not sure what its head would have been, but it's missing its
It
head.
would have been the garbage can.
It's a garbage pail lid. Just
Only if it was a knight.
so you continue to follow this path.
I'm going to set my samurai thing to shield mode and just kind of instinctively hold it up so that it covers my neck area.
Yes, thank
Hold it like right here. This guy has an MO, and I don't want to fall into it.
I mean, he kind of has a signature move. So,
Anybody make any perception checks?
He's a Highlander.
oh yeah, perception is something I can do.
I mean,
You're apparently hunting a Highlander.
I actually got a 4.
4.
2.
You recover 1 edge point every day, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I think I may have to spend an edge point on this because that was 2 successes and that's terrible.
I mean, you got 4
I got
edge.
4.
I mean, there are 5 of us too.
Never know.
I forget what does.
You can spin edge to
has
break
a
your
variety of
limits.
uses.
You can spin edge to break your limits, which will give you the ability to reroll 6s, and you won't be limited by your standard limits.
And you also add a number of dice equal to your edge.
Yeah, you add a number of dice equal to your edge to your roll. You can spend an edge to get 4 automatic successes. Or you burn an edge to get 4 automatic successes.
I think you burn for 4
Yeah,
automatic
you burn for
successes.
4 auto successes.
Or you can second chance reroll all dice that did not score a hit
That too.
on the test. Cannot be used in a native glitch. Seize the initiative, which doesn't matter. Blitz doesn't matter. Close call. Negate the effect of a glitch. Dead man's trigger. You can not die, basically. Push the limit. Lets you break your limit, and that's when you explode your 6s.
Yeah.
I'll use the one that lets me re-roll the
The
not.
fails. Yeah.
Yeah.
Second chance. Go ahead and roll the failed ones. Not the successes, only the failed dice.
Yep. Because I have a lot of dice and I just didn't roll well. Okay. That's something.
Anybody else spending edge?
Alright. 4 successes, better than last
Alright,
time.
so 4
I'll
successes.
hold on to my 2.
Cadmus?
2 successes.
4.
4.
3.
I was the last one down the ladder anyway.
Those of you that made 4 successes. So everyone except for Cadmus and Matisse. You sort of, something just outside your peripheral vision, you sort of see something go. You turn and look and you don't see anything, but it was like sort of down sort of an alley, or not an alley, but down a tunnel in the sewer system. Just something very quickly, you couldn't catch it, just went by your peripheral vision.
Anybody else see that?
I did.
I think I saw it.
Well, guess we know where we're headed.
Is it that way?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There was
Some
something
kind of
that
movement
way.
down that way.
Well, on a manhunt, I guess that is the way you go, always towards the movement.
Okay. You turn that way and go?
Yep.
Alright, so you turn that way, go, and it sort of, you come into a T-junction, and to the left, it spirals off a bit further. To the right, where you thought you saw the shadow go, there's a ladder going up. And there's no manhole cover up above it.
I will go up the ladder.
So,
As I get to the top, I will say, if Ares is up there, just know that we are not here to be beheaded.
He puts his head on the ladder and
poke your head out, and no. So you poke your head out, and you find yourself in what looks like it was a warehouse at one point in time. There's lots of empty shelves, a light hanging on, sort of like almost immediately above you. Nothing else that you can see, mostly because the light sort of limits your vision. Even with your thermographic vision, the light sort of conflicts with your vision. So you can't really see much beyond the light radius currently.
Also, there's probably not a lot of heat variation in this area.
No, it's fairly cool. Make me a perception check to the first one up.
Goodbye, die. That's a 5, so 4 successes.
So you sort of focus in and shift your vision to that thermographic mode. And everything's sort of bluish, purplish, nice cools, except for the light above you, which is nice and orange. And then you see, sort of like out of your periphery, you see a warm blob moving across and then disappearing. You didn't see where it was. You don't think it was in the room with you. But there's definitely something heating up the wall as it was going past and
So
then
it's
turning
something
around.
radiating a lot of heat.
Yeah.
Step out. Real quick, pop in the astral again.
All right. So you're getting waves of not like sort of the solid mist of anger that you saw previously. You're getting waves of anticipation and hunger. Not like I'm hungry hunger, but like I want something hunger.
Interesting. We only have something, I say as I step out. And I will go for where I saw it.
So there's a door that's sort of like on that wall
Yeah.
you head towards. Everyone else climbs up. Any reactions to what he said?
Can I see anything? relevant in this room we've popped up in?
Mostly just empty shelves. And a door that he's heading towards.
My gun's out.
Which one?
The rifle.
So you're climbing the ladder with the rifle.
Okay, sorry, pistol. Pistol's easier. The pistol is out.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
Tink. Tink. All right.
I mean, to be fair, you can climb with a rifle. You just
It's
have
just, it's just bulky.
Do it right.
Fine. Pistol's out.
just-
Pistol's good. It's
Don't-
reliable.
All right. So yeah, you pull pistol out, climb up the ladder, get out.
I walk over to the door and open it without going through it.
Nah, a first.
I'm gonna climb up, follow.
So do you
I've
just
got the shield and I'm
do you
See, now
open-
he's got the fear of beheading put into him.
Twist, push.
so you're not like leaning, you're just and leaning back.
Does
Yeah.
it push?
There is so yeah, it opens. You there's just click. And there's this sound. Just the sound of wind blowing. You're inside an internal hallway, but you definitely hear wind blowing.
What do I see astrally?
You see that little spirit just sort of rushing past you, curving around, following in what you imagine the direction that heat went.
Okay.
And then you suddenly feel your connection to the spirit go away. You suddenly see like a flash of red light down the hallway that it came.
You know, it suddenly,
I just got
Astrally.
blasted.
you know,
Yeah, I
it
just
suddenly
lost mine.
strikes me that Ares, as a god of war, isn't really known for beheading all of his victims, but there is a very common trope associated with the Grim Reaper.
It's the Reaper. Yeah, we're not following Ares. Because my spirit would have told me something before he croaked. Anyway,
But also, they said specifically that
yeah.
Ares does not use magic. He should
Correct.
not be able to even be aware that that is a thing.
Right. So let's kill this thing and move on.
So if we accidentally kill the guy,
It
we
doesn't matter.
still get. Okay.
Well, because
They said dead or
they said
alive.
bring
They
him
said
back
dead or
alive.
alive, I'm
I
just
mean, if we just
wondering.
happen to hit the wrong thing.
They did say that or not.
Better
So wait.
question, do we want to try to fight this Reaper?
He's gonna come after us no matter what we do.
Considering that it's killed a good number of highly veteran soldiers, and I hate to break it to you, but I'm an engineer and none of you are veteran soldiers.
I've been called a terrorist at times. Does that count?
No.
Well, it's probably gonna come after us if we just stand around this room looking.
I don't want to know about your history, never mind.
The light in the room goes out.
Goes out. Okay, we shoot it.
Shoot the light.
We shoot anything.
Bam! Light goes ding ding ding.
The light will stay out now.
The light is permanently out. Congratulations, you shot it.
Keeping thermographic vision up, where am I seeing heat wise?
There's definitely heat coming down that hallway. There's radiating. Like something is very hot down that hallway.
So something that.
I suppose it is time to figure like that. Man, if only I could see around corners.
I know, right? Be great.
I don't suppose anybody here has a mirror or the ability to bend light.
Or a telescope. Or a periscope.
Not a telescope will do us no good.
Oh no, the telescope has mirrors in it. You could pull it out.
Telescope has lenses in it. Unless you've got one of those like astrological
Yeah.
telescopes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At which
No.
point, the range, bruh.
It's not meant to view this short a distance.
All of your drones have to be of the giant, fancy military variety.
Well, to be fair, even if I... Actually... No, he's all the way back at the car. I was going to say I could use the greeting drone to walk around, but he's back at the car.
Just as it's walking, you hear a shunk, clunk, 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 clunk.
Yeah.
Are there any bodies around here?
No, this is actually surprisingly clean.
And all the shelves were empty.
Yep.
This doesn't happen to have been like a mannequin factory or anything, right?
What does...
You can't tell.
There's no mannequins here.
I
Not
can't
that you
tell at
do-
all
not
what
that
this
you
building
don't.
used to be.
Not you're in a you're in a warehouse. Like there's no signage or anything.
Interesting.
How thick are these walls? Are these concrete walls or drywall?
You sort of like reach out and feel. It's cold. It's actually stone.
Okay.
So
So like this is like sandstone walls, not or like granite walls.
nice. We'll walk through the door. Durable, could survive explosions.
Walk through the door.
Is that directly into the hallway with the thing?
No.
It's around the corner, you
You've been
said.
sort of looking into the hallway and around the corner where the spirit went.
Yeah,
is
so I'm
where
going to
the
walk into the hallway, just not around the corner yet.
Yeah, so this hallway goes on to the left and right. There's a door at the far end on the left, there's a door at the far end on the right, and then there's this hallway that sort of hooks off to one side, off to the left.
But the only way to the hallway is just turn the corner, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And that thing is just standing there now?
You're not sure. There's heat radiating from there.
Okay. Are all of you coming?
Okay, I'm gonna cast armor spell on him.
Okay,
Let him be up front.
so you reach out, touch him on the shoulder.
Level 4.
Force 4.
Yeah, I don't have to touch him.
You,
Sing it
you,
out.
you, you fling a thing at him.
I'm just gonna fling it.
Catch!
It's a left-handed gesture, and 6.
You have an increase of 6 to your armor. And
Sweet.
you have to take whatever the drain is.
the
The
drain.
force value is 6
Yeah.
now.
I will, how far is it from the corner, the heat source?
You can't tell. It's radiating heat. It could be right next to it. It could be if it's really hot, it could be a bit further away.
I stepped to the far edge of the corner and just kind of slowly moved so I can angle around the
Like
corner.
so, the way it looks like so basically to your vision, everything is purple and blues until it gets to either side of that hallway, and then it slowly creeps into the red and orange levels, and then goes back around.
I will move to the. Is it a right turn or a left turn?
Left turn, like from where you're at, left turn.
So I'm going to go all the way up to the right wall and just kind of angle and walk to see if I can see anything down that hallway.
So the wall across from the hallway,
Yeah.
and just sort of angling down.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm gonna
Are
stick
you trying to be
behind him.
particularly stealthy?
A roll stealth check. I'm not
Give us a
trying
stealth
that
roll.
hard.
I'm just gonna follow him.
Partially because I'm really bad at it.
Keep an eye on him.
I am waiting at the entrance of the hallway.
Yeah, no.
So, boom, boom, boom. There's nothing there.
Where's the heat source?
There.
It's just warm in the hallway?
Just ambient heat in the hallway. And then the heat moves.
Away?
Yep.
On the hallway?
There's nothing that you can see physically there.
What about astrally?
Do you go into astral?
I haven't left astral.
Oh, I thought you had left after you saw the spirit die.
No, I saw the spirit. I'm like, I'm going to stay in astral because at
All
this
right.
point.
So astrally, you look and you see that hunger and that sort of the other emotion that I said, just sort of like convalescing into a sphere there, and then it sort of like regards you, and then shoots away.
That is interesting. What is it? There is something magical there. It is a non-physical manifestation of hunger. It does
that
not
the
seem
thing
to
that-
have any physical form. However, it is radiating heat. If as I walk down the hallway, does it feel warm?
Well, it shot away from you, so it doesn't anymore.
Does the heat,
There's
the
sort
heat
of
vanish with it? It didn't leave any resident heat.
there's a little bit of residual heat on the wall.
I feel the wall with my hand.
Yeah, it's cooling rapidly, but it was warm.
So it's running away?
Or
It's not so
leading
much
us to
running away
something.
as avoiding us.
Leading us to a
Or
trap,
leading
possibly?
us into something. Or perhaps it is it hungers. It might be a spirit of conflict. It may want us to get into a fight. It could have been leading our friend Ares around, feeling that that was a good source of conflict, and now it is leading us. You are proficient with healing. How recently dead were those bodies we found?
How recently dead were they?
So make me a medicine check with a -4 because you're trying to recall from memory without having had an actual examination.
It's logic medicine, right?
Yeah, logic medicine with a -4. No,
-4.
the fourth wall's been broken. There's a hole behind me.
Gotcha.
I take it you got the thing fixed.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he got fixed last night.
1, 2, 3.
He put a snake down the
Yeah,
drain.
he had to sneak it.
You get a lot more than I do.
That's
a quick way to fix it.
that poor snake. It drowned instantly.
Oh, what, a -1 penalty?
Minus 4 penalty.
-4 penalty.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Mm,
subtract
that
4
makes
dice from the roll.
Yeah.
Well, that would hurt.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
I mean, you're trying to recall medical information from memory without examining things. So
I got 0.
But that's 3 successes.
Oh, good job. All right.
Yeah.
as best you could ascertain, the bodies were mostly intact. Like they hadn't started to smell particularly bad yet. They hadn't started to rot. So
Past week.
sometime in the past couple of days, like,
So it's been a very recent murder spree.
yeah.
That's concerning.
And as you recall, Ares went missing a couple of days ago.
Yeah. So.
Really concerning.
Yep.
Hmm.
I'm
Anything
hungry.
I could guess. Hmm.
Oh, you look so small on the camera.
Yes.
I guess it's what happens when you slouch behind a very tall table.
Also, there's just so much headroom because we have to fit Austin in the same frame. It doesn't help that her head comes up to the top of the back of the chair, which is halfway up the frame.
Oh well.
I'm tiny and insignificant.
No, it's not that. Just blame Austin because of Austin, the camera has to make you look shorter than you actually are.
All these things died within the last couple of days. 2 or 3 or so days.
And I'm short.
Basically around the same time that the guy went missing.
Wait, why are we blaming me for you being short?
Because you're so tall, I have to have the frame so high up
Camera's gotta
that
be set.
Holly's head comes up to halfway up the frame.
In other words, it's terrible framing.
Well, it's hard to frame both
It
of
is.
them in the same
I
shot.
know.
I
Yeah, it
always
is.
have trouble with that whenever people are trying to take pictures or anything.
That's right. You
And
can pick her up.
unfortunately, I don't have the same flexibility with this that I had with your wedding photographs, or with your baby photographs.
I was gonna say, yeah, the wedding photographs were fun.
Baby photographs, but yeah.
Well, but then, you've got steps to stand on. Anyway,
So right, thanks.
So anyway,
I guess I'm just gonna keep following the spirit.
Right. So you start following after
Can
it.
you tell anything about... Is it possible for you to determine the age of a spirit at all?
Nope.
not really.
That's an easy answer.
It is
No.
not possible.
Right, I don't really know much about magic.
Spirits are ageless and timeless, and etc., etc., etc.
I don't think following this is a good idea. He said these bodies have only been dead for a few days.
Yeah.
What if
It's
Ares
some kind of
also...
murder spree that triggered around the same time, either by him leaving or...
Or if he ran into this thing.
In which case, we gotta figure out where he is.
Or if he ran into this thing and woke it up, and now, if we don't deal with it, all of those people on the surface are going to be dead.
I get the strong impression that this is something that is more intrigued by us than actively wants us dead. Otherwise, it would have done something to us.
Well, that thing, yes, but it's,
Though it did blow up his spirit, so
it ate it or something.
It wants to lead us down a convoluted pathway and wants to make sure that we have no knowledge of what we're getting ourselves into.
So,
It's basically the perfect trap.
so that's why we're going.
I'm not saying
It's not really a
necessarily
perfect-
have an option other than run
is
into it.
it
but
really a
we do
perfect
at least-
trap if you know it's a trap?
I mean, if you have to,
Precisely.
if you know it's a trap, but you have to go into it anyway, yes.
Yes.
I mean,
More of an ambush at that point, really.
laying 50 bear traps in a hallway is still a pretty good way to trap someone going down that hallway.
That's true.
Like-
there are no bear traps in
You
this
know
hallway.
it's there, but you can't go down there without breaking a couple legs.
There are no bear traps in this hallway.
Alright, I begin following the spirit.
All right,
Yeah,
Matisse
I
follows the
follow
spirit.
him to keep the spell up.
If the only way into the fort is through the lava moat, no one's gonna get into the fort.
Unless they have an answer to the lava moat.
Which sometimes I do.
You go over it.
Stone wall, apparently, is the answer to the lava moat.
Are there any doors in this hallway? As we go back down.
Not this current one, no. But you take a left at the end of the hallway, and there's another door. Yes, on the right, and the hallway continues on.
I want to. And the spirit walk right past
The
door.
heat is gone by the time you turn the corner. Not there anymore.
I guess it is decided not to linger. Look around, is there any source of heat from anywhere?
Nope.
Are there any more dead bodies?
I mean, you're in a hallway. No.
Begin walking down the hallway, pushing doors open as I go.
So you open that first door.
Yeah.
There's a body in there.
What's it look like?
Yeah, beheaded, hanging from the ceiling,
Upside down, right side up.
like sort of
Okay.
hanging like on a rope, like under its armpit.
Oh.
It's a goblin. It's a green. It's a green
I was
body
like, how is it hanging if it has no head?
under the armpit.
Open the next door.
What did one of those
That room is
blank
and that
rooms
room
do?
is covered in blood.
Was it just a blank room again?
Yeah, with a spotlight above the corpse.
That looks like it was just installed there, or
And spotlight looks like the light. I'm sorry, not just like a hanging light, like kind of like that, like just above it.
and does it look like it was original to?
The light was original to the room. The body probably not.
So how,
Hey,
I'd like to build this room with a goblin body hanging from it.
Have I got a deal for you?
Give it a lovely coat of red paint.
The next door is around the corner. You turn a corner, open the door. Another body. This one hanging like, this one's sort of hanging with like an arm and a leg out, and then like the body, like it's just like it's posed.
Great, we're dealing with a murder artist.
They're all
I
beheaded.
do not know if it is
Yeah,
considered
all beheaded.
murder, if it is a goblin. What is a goblin?
This one's a ghoul.
Well, that one is a ghoul, which is a highly irradiated individual who has lost their sanity and most of their humanity. Still, at one point was human. Goblins are, I believe, the same thing, but just a different variation.
Different variant of the same thing. Yeah.
Goblins.
Ghouls are
also-
white. Goblins are green.
Goblins are the same thing, but a different way.
Just Milton. Keep going.
Tragic in every regard.
You find another one. This one is hanging with its legs out, like straight out, like body up, legs out.
Yeah, it's
So-
probably better for it this way. I say, and I keep going.
Okay, are the bodies, are they, how do they, is there anything holding the things out, like a
Yeah, like
wire or something?
Rope.
Or, just
All
the
of
rope?
these things
There's-
are equally
hanging in the
new as
rope.
well.
Yeah.
So whatever it's been at work getting all of these bodies killed and hung up.
How
Next-
fresh are these bodies?
Next door,
These
another
are all
like sort of
same
sitting position.
freshness.
Yeah, how fresh are
Yeah,
these?
same fresh, about a couple days.
So this thing, over the course of about 3 days, has killed dozens of creatures and had the time to make sadistic art with them.
Make a logic logic
Murder test?
logic art or
Medicine?
logic English.
Ooh, I know logic art.
Logic English?
Yeah.
English.
What do you get if your English is native for you? Is it just 5?
5.
Yeah.
10 dice. Huzzah.
Oh, they're letters?
1, 2.
Actually, if English is your native, just roll your logic, but your success threshold is lower.
Okay.
4 dice.
4 success?
Yep, 4 success.
3 successes.
Alright.
2 successes for art.
Gilda?
I don't have logic art.
You have logic English?
Nope.
Do you speak English?
Yep.
Then you have logic English.
Awesome.
It's your native language, right?
So just roll your logic, but your success threshold is lower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got 3 and a...
So thinking back, slightly out of order, but maybe you were presented to them out of order.
Wow, 4.
Yeah. Slightly out of order, but maybe you were presented to them out of order. The bodies thus far that you have seen spell kill.
Yeah, that's what
And something that speaks English to boot. This isn't some brainless monster.
What's the next body?
Aries.
the last L. Oh, the K.
No, it's hanging body straight
It's a
down,
Y.
arms up to the side.
It's a Y. What's the next one?
The next one's in a circle.
It's like sort of bent in a circle.
Then the next one is a U.
Yep.
You.
You still go through these doors. You sort
Is
of
the next one an R?
no.
It's just
The next one's an empty room.
Okay, just kill you.
The next one's an empty room.
It's not kill yourself. It's just kill you.
with a spotlight.
Spotlight. He's waiting for something else to. Another body to put up there.
Am I
It
picking
wasn't
up
enough
anything else?
confirmation This is a trap.
In what?
Yeah, either astral or thermo.
Astrally, that spirit is in that last room, just sort of hanging there in the middle of it in the spotlight.
The empty one.
Is it?
What about thermally?
It's radiating heat.
It is in here, I say, pointing in the room.
Is this the last door?
I mean, there are probably more doors if you keep going, but
You say there's something.
this is the last one that you
Yes.
guys have come across in this sequence.
So if I toss a blaster in there, power bolt,
Sure.
because it's fun, and I'm at -2 for holding his armor up.
Yep.
So that's this many, because I'm doing actually. Yeah.
Spirits get creative when they've been left alone for a long period of time.
Bonsai.
But it wasn't even a long period of time. This was like 2 days.
Well,
Since it
this was 2
started.
days. However, the spirit, who knows how long that's been alone.
7.
7?
This is just his latest project.
It hits it.
Get better.
Does it do anything?
You don't know. It's a spirit.
Does the spirit make any change?
Yeah, it shifts. It like physically reacts to the blast. But
Okay.
I do not know that that did anything.
Didn't do anything.
can't tell.
It is standing there. Well, floating there might be more accurate.
You said it exerts heat in the physical realm.
Yes.
So it's only.
I throw a rock in towards where the center of the room.
It's.
Doesn't seem
This
to have any
isn't, the thing
physical
this
presence.
isn't the thing that's been beheading all the stuff.
This does not have a way to be hit. Does not look like.
I don't think so either. But
But
it doesn't need to be here anyway.
it's got a meat puppet that it might have driven mad.
Yes, but where is the puppet?
Behind us, I turn around.
Nothing behind you.
Okay, good. I was about to feel very ironic.
Is the room completely empty?
Below you, however, no.
You see, drop ceilings are great for getting the drop on people.
It's true.
Well, they're named that way.
Yeah, the room is empty except for the light and the spirit, as far as you can tell, with your two visions active.
Does the door open all the way?
Yeah.
To the wall?
Yeah.
If I go to the astral plane, can I still maintain the armor spell on him?
Yeah.
So there were rooms with.
I'm just gonna lean up against the wall and head out. What do I see? Just
You see a spirit.
okay.
Like sort of a roiling ball of orange and red and brown. Just sort of hovering in the middle.
Ask it if he understands me.
Make just make a
Language, whatever. Okay. But,
make what's a communication skill? Yeah, like persuasion, is that a thing?
oh yeah, persuasion.
There's negotiation.
Make a negotiation. roll.
Negotiation. Okay.
Make me a negotiation roll.
Gotcha.
I can tell you what all of the. I can tell you what all of the diplomacy-related skills are because I have all of them.
My tricks don't work on
I
me.
am the diplomat in power armor.
I mean, when the diplomat's given power armor, he's not going to be like, nah, I don't need this.
3.
It helps
Actually,
him be
you'd
a
be
diplomat.
surprised.
3?
You know, at 2
Um,
rounds. Yeah, 3
You get a
seconds,
sense of
2 rounds.
amusement from it.
Amusement.
Yeah.
He's laughing at me.
Not laughing at you, but entertained
He's
currently
entertained because he's leading us around.
by something.
Yeah.
You're not sure what. You can't get that specific.
All right, let's try the power bolt again. That was more fun.
Does anybody step into the room?
No, not yet.
Okay, cool.
Actually, while that's
Make me a
happening-
perception check.
Who wants to be the
Perception
sacrificial
again?
lamb?
Yeah, and well, not you, because you're in
self,
astral
yeah.
realm. Making everybody else make your perception check.
Actually, I'm curious also. You said those rooms were full of blood.
Yeah.
Were there footprints out in the hall?
Nope.
Nothing to do with
Of course not. Of course not. Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Did she roll a perception check?
One.
I don't know.
2, 3,
3 successes.
4, 5. That's 5 ones.
Did you roll perception?
4.
All right.
That's
So
a glitch.
5 ones.
Is that a
Five
critical
ones.
glitch?
Do you have any successes?
1, 6.
It's not a critical glitch,
5
but it is a
ones.
glitch. You like there's a sudden whirring kicks
caught a
up
top
in the
putty tat.
helmet just and stops. You know, like clink, clink, clink. You're not sure what happened, but you're just like, sort of patting the helmet. The two of you, however, you just sort of hear this sound from above you,
I look up.
and
Is it a
it,
drop ceiling?
no, there are like it's like a bar network above.
Like a rafters ceiling, where it's with open
No,
rafters.
not like a rafter, more like an industrial open pipe
Yeah, I
ceiling.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that.
Well, you can see like the rafters and the pipe and the ductwork and
Yeah, there's no ductwork. Yes, there's no rafters per se. It's just stone. But hanging from one of those pipes is this long, lithe humanoid form that has these large, sharp claws, no face but an open mouth that's just emanating this crackling sound, and it is not emanating heat. It blends in with the wall above it from your vision,
Well,
and it just sort of
and we offend the Reaper.
is swinging at him,
You think?
who cannot defend himself. Because
Hitting at my body or my
At your
my
body.
essence? Oh,
you don't even notice because you're in the room with the spirit.
Can I
You're about to
intercept?
find out real quick.
Can I intercept him and throw him into the spirits, like it's in the middle of the room?
It's above. It's out of your reach.
so
It's
it's
dropping.
it's
Yeah,
all in the hallway.
It's not.
dropping at
No,
him.
it's not dropping. It's hanging.
Oh, okay.
It is hanging from the bars. You see, it's got sort of like claw-like feet that are latched onto the bars
Oh, it's
above it.
just standing on the ceiling. Okay.
Yeah, and it's just swiping down.
and it's out in the hallway.
Yeah, out in the hallway above you, above your body.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and roll body and armor.
Because you can't
Body
react.
plus armor.
Yeah, because you can't react to dodge because you're not there. You are not home. So you guys sort of look up as this is swinging down at him.
I failed my hearing, so I can't.
Yeah, you're
can't even try
you're
to
just
accept
ting
either.
ting ting. You don't even hear it coming.
You get feeling there's gonna be an issue
8?
in a second.
Yes.
I would like to.
Nice.
Put I would like to
Pretty
put
roll.
shotgun in its mouth.
I can't roll that well in real life.
You're sort of focusing on a powerball, and then you feel like your spiritual avatar suddenly gets a slash across the chest. You feel the impact, but it doesn't seem to get through your clothes. Do you want to snap back to your body?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So you yo-yo, and
I
you
think
you sort of open your eyes and are looking at the face of this faceless, maw dripping,
So it's basically venom, right?
chitinous creature, more like the alien from Alien, just not quite that.
Okay.
More humanoid than that, but yeah,
So like venom with the alien's color scheme,
kind of, yeah.
just like pure black instead of any white spots.
Yeah, and chitinous.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and roll some initiative, shall we?
Can do.
Alright, let me get some dice.
16.
Yeah.
Oh, yawn.
Wow.
Great roll.
I'm
Gilda,
great.
make a perception check real quick. See if you saw
It
it
took
too.
a slash at my body while I was not in it.
What now?
He was enjoying nap time, and it made him stop enjoying nap time.
I mean, it has a way of doing that.
Wow. 6 successes.
So you noticed immediately, you before the other two did, you noticed this gangly black chitinous creature hanging from clawed feet from a bar in the ceiling. As it leaned down,
What's it look like?
imagine the alien from Alien, but more humanoid,
Okay.
less elongated phallic head, more just like morbidly grotesque creature with long, sharp claws.
Okay. I'm with you.
And it reached out and it slashed at Eon.
You take
Cutting
the
through his
alien and you
clothes.
fuse him with venom from Spider-Man.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
All right, and now we're rolling initiative.
I got a 14.
I got all the initiative.
Okay.
What does
Cassio?
that make your initiative at? You don't even
9.
have 10.
I've got 9 initiative.
You don't even have a full turn.
I mean, it has a full turn.
Yeah. You
No, like
you get what,
in
5
initiative count. Like a complex action is 10 initiative cost.
Well, is up to 10.
Yeah, you can always.
yeah, you can always do something, but
He still
like,
has one reaction and an initiative, like and a regular action.
Yeah, if
Like,
it-
so long as you have more than 5, you have a full turn. Basically, because 5 is an off-turn reaction to like
Yeah.
dodge or something. And so long, if you have 6, you can use that 5, and then you spend your last 1 for your action.
Yeah, but he still doesn't even like have a full like the cost. He doesn't zero out. He goes into
He doesn't have.
Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't have 2 reactions basically. Cadmus,
I have 16.
Matisse,
23.
Gilda.
12.
All right. Well, this will be interesting.
So he already went.
He already went for his first one. All right. So that makes it its turn again because it got a surprise round.
Yes.
So it drops from the ceiling, sort of in the midst of you, and makes another swipe at Eon.
Okay.
You can react to intuition to try to dodge.
I'm gonna see if I can live through this.
Living through this would be preferred, yes.
I mean, hey, that's his decision.
I mean, if you choose to
Okay.
die,
Okay. What am I doing? Defense roll?
reaction intuition, or you can spend 5 of your initiative to add like acrobatics to that.
14.
You go from 14 to 9.
What's my acrobatics? Is it any good?
I mean, it's more dice, theoretically.
Yeah, I know, theoretically. Nah, I'm just gonna do this.
So let's just see if you can avoid it.
Maybe not. 3?
Alright, that does not avoid it.
Didn't think so.
So I need
That's
you
what
to
I should've
roll
gotten last.
body and armor. Whoop.
Body and armor
Yep.
to resist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hang on a second.
Right.
Alright, you resist 4 of the 5 damage. 6 damage. So you take 2 points of physical damage as this thing slices back into you, and you just feel these sharp talons puncture into your flesh and rip through your clothes. And just blood sort of sprays off your chest.
What?
How fun.
That makes it Matisse's turn.
This like seems like something good to pin down, so I'm gonna go grapple it.
Alright. So make me an unarmed attack to try to grab it. It's going to try to evade.
So it's down on the floor right now.
Yeah, it's on the ground.
Okay.
I need a dice tower or something over here. Actually, there is a dice tower. Can you pass me that?
Which?
Just the tower, not the tray.
And the tower's part of the tray.
Oh, does the tray not come off?
Yes, it does.
Oh, does it? Oh, I see.
It literally just pulls out.
Boom. You're gonna have to. I don't know what makes you think I have Austin's reach.
Just throw it at him.
You could have done this the easy way, but whatever.
That's okay.
It's like I don't know what makes you think
the
I
dice
got
tray's right
Austin's
there.
reach.
Yeah. He doesn't need that part.
Oh,
I've got a dice tray. I just
never
need a
mind.
roller.
Okay.
I'm going to spend an edge for second chance.
Kind of goes flying when I do it.
That's why it has that little tray in it.
Yep.
The edges
Tray
of this
would've been
tray need
handy.
to be raised. Go ahead and hand me the tray, because it doesn't roll correctly without it. Hand it to Zach, who can hand it to Stan.
Or just
who can
throw
hand
it at
to
him
me.
really hard.
All right. What was your attack?
6.
It dodged.
I like how it has
Darn.
dwarves.
It's got doors.
So yeah, you reach out to try to grab it, and it just sort of lithely steps out of the way of your arms.
All right.
You get a sense that it moves very gracefully.
Yeah, which is why I want to grab it and pin it.
Yep. There we go. That's better. Wahaha.
It's also more stable with the tray.
It is. It's true.
It's almost like it was meant to have the tray attached.
I know. It's weird like that.
Almost, but not quite.
All right. That makes it Cadmus.
Lively step out of the way of a shotgun blast.
That's actually the best way to step out of the way of a shotgun blast.
Also, your friends are in close proximity, so let's see what happens.
I mean, he could be...
Correction, a Frenchman is in close proximity.
I am too.
Allies are in close
Actually,
proximity. So is Eon.
he's closer than I am because
closer,
I've got
yeah.
reach.
So, agility and firearms.
Ah, look at all those 6s and 5s.
I don't like that.
And I'm going to spend edge.
To re-roll your 6s.
To push it, add edge and reroll 6s. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Reroll the 4 of these. Reroll that one. And that one. There we go. At 8 successes.
At 8 successes, it matches you, equally canceling out the blast. And it dodges out of the way. And it just... And you scatter across the wall, basically. And it's just sort of... It dodges with, again, this sort of preternatural agility. Just... That makes it... Eon's turn.
Yes.
I feel like magic is a...
Yeah.
It is harder for it to resist magic, yes.
Powerbolt at level 6.
Okay.
Make it dead.
Or at least make it into a state
You
of
hit.
less moving.
8.
It rolled 0. It
got 8.
glitched on the defense. You hit.
So...
Roll
okay.
damage. The damage is everything. So seven dice for damage plus the force.
So,
Oh, okay.
so
Yeah.
7 plus
15.
What force did you roll it at?
6.
That's
So-
13 dice.
And you have to. And the force for your drain is 8 because you rolled 8
Yeah.
successes.
So both parties are getting hurt here.
Hopefully, he doesn't stun himself into unconsciousness.
6.
6 damage.
Yes.
Let's see if he can resist it. That's just body.
And still.
He resists 3 of it. So
Darn.
it's sort of like while
I hit
it's
the
been
damage.
dodging everything else, it sort of looks over and you blast it and it skids backwards from the impact.
3 is a hefty amount of damage in Shadowrun, though.
It is. 3 is a -1 to all your dice pools.
2. Okay. Take a look.
Unless you're Austin, in which case 4 is a -1 to all your dice pools. Alright.
A méthode.
You also have that merit, or that quality. Alright. Do you resist drain?
Yeah, I got 2 drain.
Alright, so alright, that makes it Gilda's turn.
I feel like it's gonna get shot.
Shoot it till it's dead.
Fire the gun. Are you going to shoot with 1 gun or 2?
I can shoot with both my pistols.
You can. You split the attack roll
The
between both.
downside is you roll fewer dice, and this thing's really good at dodging.
Well, it can't dodge anymore, can it?
Yeah, it can dodge.
Depends on its
Dodge
initiative.
anytime.
But it always gets reaction and intuition to dodge.
I'll just shoot with one.
Alright, so all of your firearm skill into 1 shot.
I mean, theoretically, its reaction intuition can't be higher than
Yes, it can.
20 total. I think 10 is the highest stat can be.
12.
Is it 12?
Yep. Trolls can have 12 strength or 12 body. One of the two.
I thought they could have 15
15 then.
because their natural max is 10, and then your augmented max is
Yeah.
50% higher. So you could have, and if they then get the superior stat trait,
Yep.
they
That'd be
could
11.
technically
plus.
11 plus
5.
6. They could have up to 17.
5?
Devote your
5,
entire
6,
character growth to having the highest body in the world.
2, 3, 4,
Yep.
5,
I
6,
can
7.
tank
It
slugs.
dodges.
Dang it.
I mean, that is a legitimate build if you want to just be the tankiest tank that ever tanked a tank.
Like literally, a tank charges. I'd like to stop it charging.
I would like to stop that tank charge. I can't do any damage, but I can take a tank. Alright. That makes it Cassio's turn.
Your one and only turn.
Now that it's sort of skated away from Eon, it's sort of against a flat wall then?
It's not too terribly far away. It didn't actually get pushed back. It
Put
just
an elephant mode and grab it.
That's
that's
proven
fine.
ineffective in combat.
Is it?
It's really
I
slow because it
tried
has to
to
go
go
far,
and
yeah,
ka-chink,
that's
ka-chink.
right.
And by the time it goes to ka-chink, ka-chink, the thing is
right.
going to be
Yeah.
like
Gone,
not
gone,
there.
gone.
I've
Basically,
already moved.
If he
Slice
grabs
it.
if he grabs it by the throat, then I can try doing that.
If I grab by the
Correct.
throat, then you can elephant mode engage and we can walk away from each other. Yes, that seems like an excellent tactic.
Until then, you gotta slice it.
So first off, I'm going to go ahead and interpose between Eon and it with whatever small distance was made by it
Okay.
getting launched. And because I really don't want to drop this shield because it's kind of nice, I'm gonna go ahead and just smack this thing with a shield.
Shield bash.
Shield,
All right.
sure.
Do you have the damage listed?
Throw the shield like a
was-
discus.
You have to hit first, so let's worry about that.
Yeah.
Well, remember that your agility is set at 5, so
Yep.
agility would be agility melee.
Melee, I believe.
Agility blunts.
Agility blunt.
Do.
Yes.
I'm not Captain America.
Hit it with your
Sorry.
blunt.
I mean, you can be Captain America if you want.
Yahtzee.
You have the ability to leap after it, so you just like boomerang it and then falcon jump, catch it on the rebound.
No.
2.
I mean, it rolled 0 successes earlier.
Glitch.
So.
Yeah, he can glitch again. Do a critical glitch.
It didn't.
His head falls off.
It did, however, only roll 2 successes, so it does avoid your shield, though.
Darn.
You swing the you just sort of shield bash out, and it ducks underneath it. And at this time, you all hear the sound of footsteps as a heavily bleeding human male with a longsword just lunges out from around the corner.
Yay. He's
Catch
on our
you by
side.
surprise. If you can surprise the Grim Reaper.
Does he
No
have
one said
horns?
it's grim. He could be the Jolly Reaper. He seems to very much enjoy his work.
The Artistic Reaper.
So the attacking.
And he hits. Hey!
Yay.
It only rolled 3 successes to dodge. It needed 5. I mean, the damage wasn't all that great, but... It also doesn't have that much body. Alright, so yeah, this human male just comes out and sort of blade pointed down, just shoulder charges in, slams into the creature, inserts the blade up into its stomach, pulls it back out, and as it does, this sort of dark, almost black blood just splashes out from the wound as he backs up. It's still standing, and before you is a fairly similar in build to Tyrion, back in the sort of like short, stocky, buzz cut black hair. Heavily injured, like fresh scars bleeding on one cheek down his side. He's got like a cut almost like sort of like from the side of his neck down to basically where his trachea is. Not all the way across, but it definitely looks like he avoided getting his head cut off. Rips and tears in his sort of military fatigues and cloak on his back.
Oh hey, what do you know?
We've got somebody who fixes that sort of stuff.
He's heavily, and he definitely looks heavily injured. Like,
That's what I figured.
but he's still attacking because he angry.
All right.
What do you know? A
Not
dude named
happy.
Ares have anger. A dude named Ares has anger issues.
I wouldn't call it anger issues. Trying to kill something that did that to you.
I mean, it's fair. All right,
I would
that
call
takes
it anger issues not doing that.
that takes it back to its
Yes,
turn.
indeed. You don't have
Maybe
enough
too little
anger.
That takes it back to its turn. It suddenly realizes that it no longer has the drop on you all and decides to flee. So it's going to
Attack opportunity. Wait, wrong damage.
attack opportunity. So it sort of backs up, pushes off the ground, leaps up, and grabs that pipe, and sort of hooks up to it and starts monkeying away really quickly. Which brings it to it's still in sight, which brings it to Matisse's turn.
Could I reach it if I sprinted for it?
Potentially, you'd have to leap, but you could potentially get it.
Better question. How big is this hallway?
About 15 feet wide, 15 feet up.
If you're about to throw a grenade,
You can
this
run up
thing,
the wall.
I can run up the wall. I also have a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Could I hop motorcycle and hot pursuit this thing and grab it off the ceiling?
You try.
Let's do that.
15
You
feet.
could certainly try. First of all, make me a piloting ground vehicles check.
I do not have enough
Move
dice.
a motorcycle in close quarters.
With a -4 penalty because you have it in close quarters. And, yeah.
Going straight from fighting in melee in a cave to operating a ground vehicle to attempt to catch something that's climbing.
I mean, it's going to be
Only
difficult, but he
Matisse.
could make it. He can make it.
Rule of
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Ooh,
6,
French.
7, 8.
Was that with the -4 penalty?
Yes.
All right, sweet.
But
So,
my
yeah.
-4 to my dice pool, right? Not minus
Yeah,
4 to success.
2 dice
Yeah.
roll. Yeah.
This is French. This
So-
isn't French. This is just
So he-
universally just no
So he
culture.
reaches up. So Matisse reaches up, grabs like sort of the wheel axle of his motorcycle, it's on his back,
Slams it in the ground in front of him.
flips it forward like he's throwing it. It shoo, 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 runs forward, grabs it, slams it down properly, mounts it, kicks it on, boom,
Jumps on it.
and just sort of takes off after it.
I give it a 2.5 out of 10.
That's your
Being
turn.
has
You don't
no
need
language.
you don't need form when it comes to that kind of stuff.
And a 2.5 from the German judge.
That makes it Ares' turn now that he's in the initiative. He sort of
Aren't you Swedish?
he
speaks German.
looks at what's happening in front of him, drops the long sword and pulls an M16 sort of that was strapped to his side up and aims.
Please don't shoot our body in the back of the head.
Oh, he'll miss.
That's what I don't want him to do.
Oh, he-
That one's spinning like a top. Hey, it ended up on a 5. All right, and it needs to dodge while running away. Nope. So yeah, he pulls up and just a 3-round burst. Ping, 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 ping on the concrete above, on the stone above. Doesn't actually impact on the creature. Which makes it Cassio's turn. Oh, sorry, no, Cassio already has turn. I forgot to re-erase it.
Cassio has one turn.
Yep. That makes it Cadmus's turn.
I would like to get as close as I can before firing my second shotgun blast.
It's a bit of a ways away. It's gonna be a sort of at sort of the end, the extent of the long range on your gun. So, you're going to have a -5 to the dice pool.
That sucks.
Sorry, I was trying to find the modifier. It's over here.
Oh, well, what I got?
Because it's a shotgun at a distance. Like,
I mean, shotgun, like the slug thrower, has a decent range.
oh, it's a slug, not a flechette?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, sorry. -2 then.
Okay, that's much better.
Sorry, I was thinking like area.
Yeah, no, like I've got 4 chambers in this thing
Got it.
for whichever ammunition type I need.
Got it. So yeah, -2 dice.
Yeah. Okay, so that. Get back here. That goes from. Actually, this negates the edge that I was using. So.
Well, there you go.
You and you and you. That's 4 successes, 3 sixes, 4, 5, 6. 6 successes.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. So roll your damage +2.
Well, +1.
Or +1, yeah. Sorry.
3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Because
Shoo.
this is the damage of shotguns. This is the thing about guns. High damage.
Yep. Guns have high damage.
Get back here. 1,
Guns seem to do a lot of things pretty well.
3,
They do. They're
Turns
guns.
out, in most scenarios, guns are better than fists.
7, 8.
It's true.
Unless you're a weird monk with killing hands.
Actually,
Even then,
correction, in most combat situations, guns are better than fists.
That's 7 damage.
I would say there's more
1, 2,
situations of
3,
blood where
4,
fist is better
5,
than
6,
gun.
7. It absorbs it. So, but it continues.
Fine then.
Okay, playing the dice tower. All right. That makes it Eon's turn.
I can still see it.
Yep, you still see it.
Powerball.
No.
Because I'm trying to write notes to each other. You have to reach
Minus
right
2 because of that, and a power of 6.
We're on the wrong sides to do that.
3, 4.
You should switch.
I only got 4.
Yeah, but this is the left-handed.
I only
dice
got
tray.
4.
I mean, that's your fault. 4?
Yeah. He can glitch out, can he? If he glitches, does he fall? Can he get run over by a motorcycle?
1, 2, 3, 4,
Ah,
5.
shucks, that wasn't a glitch.
No,
So he did take a damage.
Unless he was counting the ones.
Nope.
Okay, hang on.
I was not counting the ones.
Let's do my 1, 2. Okay. No damage.
No
yet.
damage? No,
Yeah, no, no
good,
drain that time.
good for you, no drain. So, its turn.
So basically,
it-
can't do anything.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. Gilda's turn.
Gilda.
Yeah, my shotguns. My 4-round chamber is always loaded
Shoot
half
it.
slugs, half flechette.
All right, you're at a bit of a range now. But you're using a pistol, so it's not that bad.
Okay.
So go ahead and make your attack. Pistols have good range. What type of pistol are you using specifically?
I am
The
using
range bands are over there.
Browning Ultra Power Pistol.
Is that a heavy pistol or a light pistol?
I believe it's a heavy pistol.
So actually, it's going to be a -1 to your dice pool.
Okay. Well, that's not very good. 2 then.
All right. -1 dice, not -1
Oh,
successes.
hold on. Let me.
So she
2.
Okay.
Didn't really.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ding! Now it's its turn. So Matisse, because you're chasing it, you can see it sort of crawls along rapidly, and you see sort of a maintenance hatch off to one side where the pipes follow. It lashes out with a foot, kicks the maintenance hatch open, grabs with its toes, and pulls itself through out of sight.
Do I have just enough time to chuck a grenade in it as it goes?
You can try because you have. I mean, Ares goes before you have the initiative, but he can't get to it. So go ahead.
All right, let's make a throwing check.
Meanwhile, back there, Ares just sort of. Now that the adrenaline has left him,
he starts to fall.
he just sort of hits the wall and slides down. He leans against the wall.
All right, I'm gonna heal spell then. Guess all this happens.
Well done, War God.
5 successes
5 successes.
to get a grenade up in that hole, and doesn't have to be as super accurate when it's if
Close
it's
only
because
counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yeah.
So the question is whether or not the maintenance hatch closes before the grenade gets to it.
Because otherwise something very, very bad is about to happen.
gonna
And it will
bounce
involve an
back.
exploding troll.
So his
I can take an explosion.
reaction.
In your motorcycle?
I still
Yes.
have your
Okay.
armor on because I've been rolling at negative.
The,
2
the
whole
front of my
time.
motorcycle is very well armored.
Reaction and intuition.
For me,
No, his.
to close the maintenance hatch.
Oh boy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you reach out, grab that grenade, chunk it, and it tumbles, hits the roof. Looks like it's going to bounce in, and that hatch closes just in time, and it ping, ricochets back off, hits the ground as you're still going past on your motorcycle, and you just hear a behind you.
Darn.
You all hear a down the hallway.
I'll skid my motorcycle to a stop.
Make me a piloting ground vehicles check with a -2.
I'm gonna gearhead it up.
Gotta stop after you got started.
But
We can still see him, basically.
him, yeah, you can see him in the explosion down the hallway. You can't see the creature anymore.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, you stop sliding to a
Eon,
halt,
if you could get to
just a hair's breadth
seeing
away
to our
from a
friend's
wall.
wounds.
Yes.
And then fling the motorcycle back over my shoulder
Depower
That
it.
you're stopping and doing all that.
and walk back down the hallway.
I'm gonna do a. I give him two points back anyway.
Hey.
Does he look any more conscious now?
He probably looks like he's not bleeding out as
He's not
much.
bleeding as
He's
much.
not bleeding out as much. He's still
But I still
bleeding.
have
It's
to
just
do
sort of
it.
leaning against the wall, breathing heavily. Who are you?
Oh,
I am Cassio Montag. Our group was sent here by your
Or-
friends in order to
take you
try to
back home.
find you.
Oh, yeah.
I take it you
That's
are
lovely.
Ares?
That'd be me.
We're here to get you out alive.
Have any food?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we sure do.
Got about a month's worth of venison.
Well, that's better than nothing.
Oh, there you go. He feels really good now.
Ooh,
4,
that's a lot of
5,
sixes.
6, 7, 8.
The wounds just...
He just stands up.
There's still scars left
Yeah.
behind from the healing, but
Sure.
the wounds close. And he just... Oh,
Much better.
now I'm hungry. Oh, thank you. Still sore as the day is long, but
All right. That was actually pretty good.
he, I caught that. That was good. He, leans back up. Thanks for your assistance.
Is the spirit still in that room, by the way?
No, it's gone.
Shucks.
And he sort of looks at you as you come by. Did you get it?
No, it closed the maintenance hatch before the grenade got in.
Slippery bastard.
I think that you have been tracking this Reaper, you've been calling it?
Yep. Trying to get it. Trying to kill it.
Take it tracked you.
Yeah. Yep.
How'd you find it? Or it find you in this instance?
Well, you follow the bodies, and that's pretty much how you find it. That's also how it finds you.
Also leaves behind an area of warmth and has a strong astral presence.
Well, whoop-de-fucking-do.
Interestingly though, the astral presence is not coming from it, it comes from a spirit near it.
Get it. Get it.
Okay.
This creature,
I've been hunting the body.
Do you know where it hangs out mostly, or does it just keep moving around?
He gestures to the area you're in.
So,
This is where I tracked it to, and where I've been fighting it for the past couple of days.
Past couple of days,
Yep.
all these bodies seem basically new. Were there any?
Oh, they were here.
bodies
They were here
around
when I found it.
he said they were 2 or 3 days old. He's been
2 or
here
3
for
days
2 or 3 days.
So they were basically freshly killed as soon as you got here.
Yep.
Any idea where it was before then, or
Nope.
just decide to randomly start a murder spree? I suppose.
That's kind of how it works. It gets a hankering for killing and starts killing.
Makes sense.
Figured I could put an end to it, and it roughed me up.
How'd those
I see.
construction supplies get?
What?
You said you were sent out for construction supplies, or was that just your excuse?
I don't know. I was finding them, and then I found it. Figured be good to take it out while I could.
I mean, admirable effort. Unfortunately, it seems to be a bit fast.
Oh yeah, he's right, bugger. Well,
Let's get moving, I
he
suppose.
sort of stands up, and having found Ares and sort of having now discovered what exactly the Reaper is, we're going to go ahead and end there, so we don't get into a long extended chase scene when you guys have to leave.
Oh.
So
I'm actually using the prototype armor form with the claws evolution.
kind of, yeah. So, we have been Final Show Films, which is a wide variety of content every day of the week. You can check us out on our website at finalshowfilms.com. You also check us out on our Patreon page at patreon.com/FSFilms. Not to support us financially, you can do so there. If you want to support us, you can support us also here on Twitch. We are Twitch affiliates, which means that we can take subscriptions. Any of you out there that have Amazon Prime, you can give us your Amazon Prime free $5 subscription, and if you like. We appreciate that. You can also use that anywhere. If you have it, we suggest using it regardless. You're paying for Amazon Prime, you're getting a free Twitch subscription. It's always worth it. So, sorry, where was I? Oh, yes. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below. Let us know how you like the new overlay. We're gonna be upgrading our cameras next week. So next week, hopefully, I'll be a more clear picture. Otherwise, and hopefully, they'll be a more clear picture too. We'll see. So check that out. Be looking forward to that. Also, I'd like to thank the folks over at 411mania.com. 411mania.com is a place where you can find all manner of stuff related to geek culture, news, and articles and things like that. Movies, television, entertainment, music, and games such as ours. So check them out. We appreciate them. Appreciate all of you guys watching. We also appreciate. Did I shout out to our $20 tier supporters?
No, you've not. You have not given a shout out to our $25 supporters on Patreon: Antitonic, Chris Comfort, and Cat Waterflame.
Yes, those three are our $20 tier supporters. We appreciate them.
But we need to mention that we do
can't do
appreciate
it
all of our
properly.
Patreon supporters. Every dollar that we get a month helps.
Yep, every dollar that we get a month goes to this setup and other things that we do. None of it goes to our pockets yet.
Yeah, but
So,
with your support.
With your support, it could eventually go into our pockets.
Actually, first it's going to go into, I think, Jack's pockets.
Potentially, yeah.
Yes.
Next up is Jack's pocket, yes.
Because Jack's pockets need some...
Jack's pockets need some money. Although he does have a new job now, so
Help
he
Jack's
is
pockets out.
working now, which is nice. Basically, anybody who will be next audio editors. An audio editor is what's coming next, basically. So, thank you very much for supporting us, and we will see you all next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Farewell.
Goodbye.